People, people be like, what did he do? Hold on.
I think it's live. It says live.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. What's they
It's
doing?
live now, brother. It says live.
It's not. I'm trying to wait for it to come on though.
I
It
saw
might.
the live thing. It's on.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't see it
People
on.
are coming to view. Zero view. It's gonna have view soon. We are live. It's so here. We are live.
Why is it not? I'm trying to look to see on the It's two of us waiting. So why isn't it start? The live won't start. I see it on the screen.
Mhm.
Ah, it's almost. We're there though. I know we're close. I'm just waiting to see if it's
We
gonna
are on
show up.
here. Let me see.
We're there though.
I'm watching. I'm watching us.
Oh, we're on YouTube.
Yes, I'm watching us.
Oh, hold on. Come on. How come it won't show me yet?
But I don't know
Oh,
how come it's just me alone watching us.
maybe because you were on there first or something.
Oh, we have 6 viewers.
But it better not be just us though. Oh no.
We have 6 viewers. You're gonna be my first guest, either you like it or not. This is awesome.
Oh,
Oh
we
my god,
folks, we
the
just
best.
playing. Oh my.
Welcome, brother. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So we might be on there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never used this one. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's funny. It's I'm trying to see if it's on the actual YouTube, but I don't see
Yeah,
anything yet.
it's on.
You see us on YouTube.
Yes, I'm looking at us. We are on, brother. Totally
Oh.
on. What
Wow.
happened is, guys, my brother here. Hello, someone commenting, greeting. Ah, we are on.
We just,
My brother here was trying to get me, was trying to fix the thingy for me. What to call it? The stream yard thingy for me. And then before you know it, we are on. And he's not planning to go live or anything. He was just trying to help me fix the stream yard thingy. So I know how to use it. Oh my god. This is what
hello.
happens when you have a village woman as a sister. So now what's gonna happen? Are you managing it on your end? How am I gonna learn how to manage it on my end though?
Yeah, I think I turned off the. I think it was mine. Sorry,
Someone
people.
was saying turn down your YouTube.
Sorry, people. We were playing.
Greeting. I don't
Oh,
even know what this saying here. Oh, there's an echo they said.
yeah, because I had mine. I had mine on. So
All
I think
right.
I just turned it off. So hopefully the echo is gone.
Okay, but how am I gonna you have to share the link maybe.
Mm-hmm. The link is in there, and we can share it. You
So
know who
people
knows how
can
to
come
do
if they
this?
want to come and ask me anything.
We should share it to one of the people in the stream.
How? What do you mean?
Oh, hey, get off my. Why are we? I'm sorry. We might still be
Guys,
echoing.
I'm trying to try this and I'm so bad at it. I couldn't use it. And my brother here is trying to help me fix it. And he ended up just accidentally, come to the live.
Oh, that's the video call. Okay, I'm gonna leave WhatsApp off. Now we're off WhatsApp.
What's happening?
These people. Oh, these people came. Oh, we just playing around, and these people all jumped on. Sorry, people. We just me and my sister were just having fun, just testing. And then next thing you know, I will. You know what? I should leave and let you talk. But we got to copy and paste the link. Is what they're telling us to do. They said copy and paste the link. So I'll find.
Yes, do that. I
Ah,
think I can try to
here
do
we
that
go.
here. Let me
Hold
see.
on.
If I can see the chat button. What the hell, man? I'm so bad at this, guys. Where the hell is the chat thingy? Who's coming? I can't hear nothing, brother.
You can't?
You still alive there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just tell people to jump on.
I send the chat too. How much chat? How much? The link.
Oh, Dominic. We got watch this.
Oh my God!
Hey!
Hello.
Hello. Just helping you.
Love and respect to you. Thank you.
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3.
Can you hear? I can hear you.
Exactly. Check 1 2 3. I'm trying this, but I'm so bad at it.
The sound is a little off.
Yes. We're just having fun. This is so he joined. So Siami, meet Dominic. Dominic's on with us. He's live. So
Hi.
people
Hi.
up to 10 people I think can come on. I think 10 people can come on.
You are echoing, so I think you just have to go and be in the background. Sorry, brother. I have to kick you out now.
Yeah, kick me out. Watch this.
Hello.
Hello.
I was just trying this, and now it's on.
Yeah. Check 1 2 3.
1 2 3.
So what are we talking about?
Just you can ask me any random question, anything you want to know about me or anything you want to talk about.
What do you dream about?
Huh?
What do you dream about?
What I dream about?
Yes.
Huh? Good question. I have random crazy dreams sometimes. The last dream I have 2 days ago was it's kind of sad and scary because I dream about my late older sister, and yeah, I dream about how like we're in a room in Africa and I was fighting to either open the door or to get someone in, something like this. I can't remember, but yeah, I dream about my late sister
Oh, wow.
2 days ago, something like this. But I don't have something that I normally dream about this particular thing. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And what toy did you used to play with when you were a child?
Huh?
What toy did you used to play with when you were a kid?
Kid.
Yeah,
Huh?
what toy?
I never really grew up having a toy, but we used to make, my mom used to make us these dolls that is made by old clothes. And you just join them and sew it and make a doll. So we used to have that, but I never really have toys growing up and stuff. Yeah, I rather was choked to play with manhood in a young age because of child marriage. You don't want to bring that story here, but yeah, I did not have like toys growing up, like because I come from a poor family, and normally in Africa when you're poor as a child, toys are just the last thing that you would think of buying. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just making this. I'm making attire. So
Yeah. I used to play with kite, homemade kite.
what's that?
Homemade kite.
Ah,
Kite.
we also used to make the fly this flying thing with papers,
Yes, kite. It's called kite.
and you tie the rope and then you run and then the wind will blow it.
Yeah, and sometimes it cut
Yeah,
off and then
yeah,
it
I
just stays.
remember that. Yeah, my younger brother used to make it. I remember that. Ah, so what country are you from?
I'm living in Canada from Sudan.
Ah, oh, you're from Sudan.
Yeah, but I'm living in Canada.
Awesome. Are you Muslim then?
No, Catholic.
Ah, in Sudan, I thought it was all Muslim, no?
It's 40, 60, I think.
Ah,
But
you are right. It's Somalia that is more Muslim.
yeah.
Ah, how long you've been living there in Canada, and what brought you there?
More than 10 years with my family.
More than 10 years.
Yeah.
Ah, do you like it? Do you go and visit to Africa or?
No.
What? I love Africa. I can't do without Africa. Do you just not like going, or it's just you're not going?
I just don't like going.
What? I love my country, like the food and everything. I can't do without. And just like my family. Okay, that's nice. As long as you're happy. How is Canada? I hope it's not snowing right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit of snow right now.
Mm-hmm. Ah. So did you know my channel, or do you normally watch me, or
Yes, I watch you curse people.
really? You mean like, what the hell is this woman? So what do you like when you watch me? What do you normally think of me? Because sometimes I do ridiculous videos, like just find
Yeah.
about you. That's
Yeah,
so.
I
What
think
do you normally say when you watch
I
me?
think
What do you normally?
it's interesting. It's like watching Netflix. It's interesting.
Really?
Yes.
Mad comedy so at Netflix, I guess. Yeah, sometimes I try to be serious, but really, honestly, tell me, what do you think of when you watch me? Like,
I
for
think
how
it's
long you been watching me now?
probably a month.
Ah, how do you know my channel?
Just came up. I'm not sure.
And did you say like,
It's probably
when
because
you watch me, what do you think of me? Like when you first watch me, what video was that? Was it a crazy video or a normal video?
I think they're all crazy because you're always talking about somebody.
Oh,
You're always talking about somebody. That's why.
yeah. I always talk about somebody or stuff that I want to talk about. I don't know. I don't want to call it bold, but I'm not afraid to talk about somebody or something because people would be judging me or withdrawing from my channel. And this is very bad in a way, but I'm learning to maybe not talk about nobody, but what am I going to talk about then? Myself. Even if I talk about myself, I'm still going to talk about people at the end because it's myself and people, and art,
Yeah.
And when I talk about myself, I like to talk about child marriage a lot because I've been through it a lot, and I talk about like things I've been through or something. So I'm like gonna like end up talking about somebody, I don't know. But what do you think about the videos I do? Like, do you look at me and you feel like this woman need to find a marriage or something?
No, I think it's good for you.
It's good for me.
Everyone is different. It keeps you entertained.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think, if I can change anything, like what do you think I should change from my videos?
Just do a pre-recorded video.
Instead of the live videos?
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes one and stuff.
Yeah, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try, but you know me, I like to explain a lot. Like,
yeah, and maybe less cursing.
Less cursing. Awesome. You're right. I'll try. I'm so bad at that because when I'm angry about something, I'm just like, I'm so bad at like having a special character for the media.
Yeah.
And this is not good for someone who is in the media. You have to have special character for the media for people to class you as whatever. But for me, I'm just like how I am behind the camera, and this is so bad. When I feel like happy, I'm happy. I'm happy in the media. When I'm not happy, I'm not happy in the media, and this is so bad. But okay, I'll try to work on it. I'll try to work on it. So, are you gonna be celebrating Christmas or?
Yes, there's the Christmas trees already up.
Yeah. Wait, I think I have some guests trying to come in.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have anybody. I could still keep you then and just like add them.
Yeah.
But I don't. It was just my brother that was there. I was just don't want them to be there hanging, thinking that I'm not gonna take them. This person commenting. There's this person, this FBI person or something. Hi, Mr. Uganda. FBA guy. This Nile guy. Why so limited? He jumped on the screen to stare at her. Leave him alone. You are a troll. You always trolling me. And find and baraja. You come here yourself. Let me see your face. Because you always comment time. You FBI guy.
FBI should go live with us.
FBA. Have you ever seen his face? I don't even know who he is.
No. Invite him. Let him come live. Let's see his face.
He might not come. He's one of those trolls.
Oh.
He must be some miserable, crazy-looking person behind the camera. Bring yourself here, or I'm gonna block your entire generation. Hi, Mr. Uganda. Who seems a bit weird? Yeah, this guy. He's maybe not used to this or something. I don't find him weird at all. He look normal. You guys need to stop. Do not say anything to people who join my life, or I'm gonna block all of you entire generation. He's good young dude, but he can't just stare at Amy. We know Amy pretty. What do you mean? He's not staring at me. He's just looking at the camera. Hi, Jangha. You think Niall seems cool? Niall is a nightmare. He's always commenting and finding but
Sammy, come on live.
Sammy. Find the bridge. Sammy asking Niall to find the bridge. Niall is like that bad, on there's this children movie called Rio, and the body is called Niall. This body bad that was in the movie Rio. Whenever I see this Niall guy, he reminds me of that body bad in that movie, that Rio movie. I'm surprised you can call FBA a troll. He is troll. What are you surprised about that? I don't know him, and he's just trolling me and going crazy all the time. It's like he wants me to say certain things. I'll say certain things, he's happy, and I'll say certain things, he's finding break. I'm like, I'm gonna block your entire generation. Hello. So yeah, let's talk about other things. So have you heard of my country, Gambia?
Oh yes. I heard the YouTubers are fighting.
Huh?
I heard the YouTubers are fighting.
I know, right? It's the some American YouTubers that moved there and like trying to choke us to do this one big thing. And someone like me, oh, my beautiful wife is here. Hello. That's my beautiful wife. That's the wife of the guy that, was in the beginning of the video. So yeah, my wife, I'm gonna add you. Wait, let me ask this guy something. We are talking about the trolls.
The sound is a little bit off.
The drama that was happening. Yeah. So did you hear about Gambia then because of the drama or? Hello.
Hi. Yeah, the sound is a little bit off.
Can you hear me?
Did you hear about Gambia because of the drama or? Yeah, we can hear you.
No, we were just researching the continent, and western part has always been of interest, and connecting, trying to find roots. And we stumbled upon the Gambia. They call it, Little Jamaica. So I was just interested, and then we started hearing about a lot of the drama. Wanted to distance ourselves from the drama, but definitely wanted to learn, get to know the people, meet more beautiful people like yourself.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, the drama doesn't deter us, and definitely make us want to have a voice for others, and make sure people understand that that's just a little minor part, but also wanting to represent a little bit more for African Americans, that we're not all what you see. There's crazy people everywhere, but that doesn't mean that.
Sure. Oh, Sammy is here. Sammy's Treso. Oh, is the other guy went?
Amie.
Hi, Sammy.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome.
Oh, is that calls from Africa?
Yes. Hi. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Okay.
I think you may be corresponding with us a little bit. We're trying to catch up with you, and my husband does a whole lot, so you might have been communicating with him as well. That's Amie's brother.
Yes.
Okay.
So you speak to him, you speak to me, you speak to me, you speak to him.
Right. Okay.
So it's good to see
Welcome. You can
you.
ask us
Yeah.
anything you want to ask us, either about calls from Africa or you want to ask me anything. You can ask me, Sammy.
I like it.
um. Well, I don't have anything to ask right now,
Mhm.
but I know me and Ami we're supposed to go live on my channel about certain things that she talks about, especially her child marriage and stuff like that, so that we can she can elaborate on it more, and because she told me that she has a spot on the calls from Africa organization where she's going to be focused more on the child marriage thing. So yeah, I would like to support her on that, and we're definitely gonna set a date to go on live so that she can elaborate on it. Because Ami knows about child marriage more than I do. So honestly, I don't know much about it. But I would like for her to elaborate on it and support her in any way that I can, whether it's to spread the word or um, get more donations where they can help these children to avoid what Ami herself had gone through all these years. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Thank you
very
so
good.
much.
Yeah.
You go ahead, my wife.
I was just going to say, you told them about the Project Embrace, which is the project about the child marriage, alongside and partnering with Ami Job, who is the activist and helping us on the ground there in the Gambia. While we know that there's an issue throughout the continent, we're starting off in the Gambia because of Ami. But Cause from Africa is a non-profit organization. We have a lot of what we're doing and just connecting. It's all about bridging and collaborating. And this is one of the community service initiatives based off of as we are meeting people and they share with us their passion, they share with us what's near and dear to them. And Ami just was just talking to us as we're getting to know her. And this is something she's been speaking about for 4 years. So it's not new to her, obviously. Unfortunately, she's been through it, but she's been speaking about it both in Mandinka and Olaf, and
Yeah.
now speaking about it in English so that more people can know about it. So, with that being said, Cause from Africa had to take it up. So, we created Project Embrace, which is about child marriage, one young lady at a time, if she happens to have children based off of that, and also for trying to be preventative as well. And then we've also come up with another initiative as well with Project Embrace so that we can work with the students that are unable to go to school. And we're trying to collect donations so that we can have them be able to go to school, have their uniforms, book bags and books. And as you know, as they get older, some of the older kids, they'll need some of those books. So it's a lot, but she's tremendous and she's our family and we're working with her and she's leading this whole Project Embrace, which is what it's called. We're embracing each other as we're moving forward globally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're not just about child marriage. When I first started, it was more of, I don't want to call it child marriage. We do talk about all these other things that that we can do, but I was more like talking about the child marriage more
Yeah.
and like, but it's not easy. If you're from Gambia, you know this. It's not easy to find victims of child marriages in Gambia because a lot of them don't have the courage to run away from the marriage or even to condemn it. Just like me, I was living with the pain all my life. Never have the courage to talk about it until 4 years ago. And my mom confirmed in that video we did that when I start talking about it, she have to just agree, but she didn't like it. I was talking about it. So a lot of people don't have the courage to talk, and also the 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 backlash. What's the English word? Like what people will say after you start talking about it. You know our culture,
Yeah.
Sammy. So people will not want to
Yeah.
talk up. It's like FGM or whatever. You try to talk about it, the backlash, whatever. Like people will use it to curse you and laugh at you. So yeah, it's not easy to have victim of child marriage. That's why, but I
It's
have the
basically
project plan when I go
victim
back to
shaming.
Gambia, what I'm gonna be doing. So right now we just have a lot of students that we have to put to schools, and like the children are growing up like me who never even been to school yet, and some of them are like 12, 11, and stuff like this. But yeah, we have only one victim of child marriage so far. But yeah, gradually I'll have more in the future. But
Right.
mhm,
For the Project Embrace. But yeah, I think you
yeah.
did say something, Tammy, about the shame. So we've definitely heard a little bit of that as well. But it's also about, the small businesses and getting the people that want to get their craft or get their skill set out there globally. So we're trying to do that with small business, creating micro businesses with people to have a platform they can highlight what they do. We can have it on our application as well. And then education, of course, and bridging the gap for those that are in the diaspora so that if they have a language that they want to learn based off the country on the continent that they would like to learn a little bit more, because it's about if we know each other culturally, if we have the same skin, but there's a difference. There's a difference, and we know that. Instead of all of the drama that's been going on that you spoke about earlier, if we just decry that and not embrace that and understand that we can come together, then projects that we have like Project Embrace, and then just coming together. What is it that you do? I mean, maybe it's something that I do that you can help me with, or I can help you with. So there's a lot going on. I'm not going to take up the time. I want to definitely just hop on and see my sis and see how she was doing. And this is awesome. I always love to see you doing your lives.
Thank you so much, my beautiful wife.
And nice to meet you too.
Thank you. Same here. What's your name, if I may ask?
Yes. Oh, you must have missed that. I am Charlita, and I am with
Shirley.
Calls from Africa. We
Rita.
are based out of the United States, but we are global, and we're trying to connect our family.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that. But I'm Charlita, and my husband's name is Brian. So for those of you that reach out to Ami, she will probably tell you that. Or if you reach out to us on callsfromafrica.org, you'll be able to speak to either one of us or any of the other associates that we're working with.
Okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you, Charlita.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you, my beautiful wife. Yes, Sammy. We're not just doing the child marriage thing and trying to put children to school. We also do like people that are in Africa, and this is not just Gambia. When they're interested and they have like stuff they're selling back home, either it's clothes or handmade goods, doesn't matter what is it, as long as it's something that is easier to ship, you can join our organization and we can help you to advertise your product and to sell it and ship it to worldwide wherever the person is. We will pay the DHL, include in the fees of whatever the product you're selling is. So yeah, we do that too. And we're also looking for more teachers because we want to teach more language. I do the wall of teaching, but we also do Mandinka, and we want to add like Swahili is called, like these other languages. So yeah, if anyone is interested, you can join. Even you, your Mandikas are better than mine, so you should join and be a Mandika teacher. So yeah, we do other things. So yeah, it's not just like for child marriage stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I understand. The thing is that I want to, because I when calls from Africa reached out to me, and then I realized that you were also part of them. I just wanted to show support, as a sister, and seeing how passionate you are about the child marriage thing because you went through it. So I I I cannot imagine all the things that you explained, though I believe that certain situations led to certain things. But then, since you are the one that experienced it and you are so passionate about it to the extent that every video you do, you kind of have to just push it in there, even if it's like 2 seconds, child marriage, my culture, I'm like, you are so passionate about it. And I would like to support in that aspect in the little way that I can, either by getting the word out there, joining your lives, or, hey, yeah, but basically, um, I'm just gonna say you're very courageous though, because what you did, there's not a lot of people can do it. I don't even know if I would have the courage to do it. So it really takes a lot of courage to for an African child or an African woman to come out and talk about what they went through their marriage, or talk about rape. There's a lot of victim shaming going on with these things. That's why when certain things happen in Africa, we don't have the courage to talk about it. But they do happen. They do happen. Sometimes when it comes to the child marriage, like I said, I don't know much about it, and I really don't know um young children that got married really, really early, like the age that you keep talking about, like 9, 10, maybe 15, which is still young, but not like very, very young, like 10 years old. So that, hearing that, it was ridiculous to me. I'm like, what? Who does that? But I don't know. I can't blame the child, and somehow I cannot also blame the parents, because some parents, who knows, it might be poverty. I don't know their situation. It's like there needs to be a lot of education, especially in the provinces. People need to be educated. But whilst we're doing that, the support system also has to be there, which the government should be able to support. But since that's not happening, I believe people like you and organizations like Cause from Africa will be one of the ways that we can help our own people. Because when you look at it, some people, let's say you have like 3 kids, like young kids, and you don't have money. You have to go hustle every day to be able to feed those kids. You get what I'm saying? To a certain extent, depending on the type of parent and the type of family you come from, some people might be like, if one person comes to look for that child that is 10, 11 years old to marry, and they know, oh, that's going to be less of a burden for me, and this person is going to take care of that child, they can give away that child. So I guess in supporting you and the organization is going to be like a way of trying to, you know, bridge that gap that people, parents feel like, oh, a child is a burden to them, or they need to give away a child just because somebody who can take care of them, will take over the child. But they don't realize that they're messing up that child's life. A 10-year-old child knows nothing about love, talk less of having kids. So it's very ridiculous that these things are happening. Though I said I don't know anybody that it happened to, but I'm not gonna deny the fact that it's happening. So if it's happening, we gotta step in. I wish we had a system whereby um, young kids, especially women, can have their education for free all the way to the high school level, even though they keep saying education is free up to primary 6 in Gambia. But I don't think that is true, because every day people's kids are getting sent home for school fees.
Yeah, no, it's not
It's
free
not.
in Tanya.
It's not. Kids are getting sent home for school fees. Kids are getting sent home for study fees, like study fees that gets done in schools. Kids are getting sent home because they did not buy a particular book. So all those things need to stop. Some of these parents can't afford it, and now that child looks like a burden to them, even though your child should never be a burden to you, because you brought that child into the world in the first place. So it's like a lot of education needs to be made, and a lot of help also needs to be made. Because when we're talking about, hey, you guys shouldn't do this, you shouldn't get your child married at an early age, but we also have to have a way to support them, right? Because if you don't have a way to support them, I don't think a lot of people will listen to you. What matters to them is that, hey, my child is getting married to somebody who has money, and it's going to be less of a burden to me. So that support system is good. That's why I'm grateful to Carlson Africa and you working together with them as a Gambian. So I'm definitely in support of the organization, and I would like every Gambian to support this cause, whether you know about child marriage or not. Just support it, because the child you might be saving could also be yours. This could happen to anybody. Yes, you have money or you're able to send your child to school, but remember, you could have been the one wearing those shoes. You could have been the parent, you could have been the child, who knows? So it's very good that we support each other on cases like this. Yeah, I don't want to say much because I know I'm definitely gonna have you on my live. Um, we talked about it, but I just still don't have a date. But we're definitely gonna have a live on this. And guys, during the live, I think we're gonna use Amy's PayPal donations. Everything should be going towards this cause, to helping these young girls, But hey, Mr. Uganda is here. I'm talking too much.
Oh, thank you so much, Sammy.
No, it's fine. I was just really taken back in listening. I've already asked your partner in the private chat to send me her email, and she gave that. That's really good. But in any way I can support, I will support, and I'll be looking forward to the live. Hopefully, where you can speak on Sammy's live, because I do think more awareness needs to be raised about this issue. I think a lot more focus does need to be on the youth and like helping their mental health and making sure we don't sabotage them. Like the youth is very important. So in any way that I can help, I'm very open to helping. So just thank you for putting yourselves out there, and speaking about it, because that's how you use your platform responsibly. And you're just an amazing person. I really enjoy listening to you, Amy. I listen to you when I'm doing my own work. So I have my laptop and I'm doing my work. Then when Amy's notification pops up, I'm like, oh, Amy's speaking. I have to listen
Oh,
to Amy. And then I have like sometimes my siblings can be around and I'm just like I just tell everyone like, oh, listen to Amy.
oh
I don't
my
care.
God.
I sometimes I even like your swearing because I'm like at least she's being truthful, I'm like give it to me. Yeah.
I
It's
do
calm.
crazy, ridiculous videos most of the time. Oh, thank you so much for
Oh,
the support, though.
so funny. I'm literally like because do you know this whole YouTube thing? I didn't really know about a lot of you YouTubers until the whole Gambia thing. So
Yes.
I did start watching because of let's say the drama that was happening. But then I saw you had more to your content, you had more to give. And I was like, oh, it's not my usual stuff I listen to, but let me give it a listen to. Oh my gosh, like ever since she started talking, I couldn't stop listening. And every time Amy has a live, I'm trying to be there first and support. And it's just really good,
Oh,
I think I think your gift is that you can turn pain into lessons and also into comedy. Like there's a lot of things that you've been through that you're able to just communicate and you don't mind how you're not scared to talk about it. And I think that's really healing. I'm quite young, but I related to the online dating thing you were talking about because that's something like I haven't been through what you've been through, but I've had friends that have been through online dating, and I've also been told I should be online dating. But then now I hear all these stories, now I'm just like, oh, I need to make double sure. But no, you're giving good lessons out here, and I'm just really blessed. I do have questions though. How much attire do you drink a day? I want to know. I want to know.
I don't drink attire a lot at all. The last time I do attire before yesterday, the one I did before the yesterday one, I haven't done it. The last time I did it was on a live video, which is I think either a week ago or over a week ago. I only do it in a live video. Before I start the live videos, I live here all these years, I never really do attire much at all. I'm not someone that if I don't do attire, I cannot do it. I don't sit down and be like, oh, I need attire. But I have a habit of doing it in a live video nowadays, or just the last few months too. Sometimes I'll bring it in a live video, but it's just for entertainment. Number one, number two,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Gambia, and it makes my viewers to feel like they're in Gambia when they see the attire. And I feel like I'm drinking it with people. Then I know it's weird, but I'm not used to just. I cannot just wear attire on my own. My children don't my daughter doesn't drink it. My son sometimes he like it, sometimes he will say no, depend on the mood he is. And I will be bored just watching TV and doing attire. So I normally will do it just for the videos for entertainment, but I'm not like attire person, like everyday attire like some people. No. But yeah, it's nice.
I was
Have you
watching.
tried it before? Do you know attire?
No, I don't know. I mean, you know what happened is that there's now a person that stays in the Gambia, and she's not from Gambia, but she tried out Attire, and she said that the smell, it reminds her of back home, even though she's not Gambian. So I know there's a smell to Attire, and it brings you back to your childhood. It does something to people, like it can take you back.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I do want to try it, but no, I've never tried Attire before. But with everyone else trying it, I need to hop on Attire because it's doing something to people, and I want to try it out.
You should
So,
come and visit Scotland. I'll make you attire and we're gonna do
oh,
comedy video together.
oh, I do have a question about Scotland now. Now, me and Sammy were talking about it in the live chat yesterday, and Sammy had heard stories about Scotland, and like
Uh-huh.
it's really bad with racism. I know that I'm from like the south of the UK, like I'm near London. So over here we're quite metropolitan. I mean, like we're quite like a mixed community. It's very, very mixed. We have like a lot of Asian people, a lot of white people, a lot of I see a lot of black faces often when I'm in London because I know which areas to go to, you understand?
Uh-huh.
My thing is that I don't know how Scotland looks like. Is all you see white people in Scotland, and does that make it very racist? Do you think?
Scotland is racist. I wanted to even talk about it when I'm gonna do the Sainsbury's racist,
Yeah.
advert thingy. Yeah, Scotland is racist, but it has really good people too. But their racism is like most of the time it's like very clever. Like they don't
Yes.
just like sue you it. But for example, they will see
Mhm.
me carrying my shopping, and some of them will be like, "What the F?
Yes.
The F?" Like trying to stay away from me, like what the F. And so some of them will be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. Kate, how you do this? Oh my god, and that's amazing." Like smiling, like so happy. You can see that this is genuine. But some will be like, and then when you look at them, they're like,
Yes. Yeah. Do you know?
like
There's
what the F, you shouldn't do this here. And then someone actually told me that once. It was in a winter when I first moved in here in this flat. I think it's 2 winters ago. This is the number 3 winter. That winter was really bad when I first moved in here with the children. And we went to Sainsbury's. Again, I carried the shopping in the winter. We're walking in the snow, the children carrying their own, I'm carrying mine. And one of the person was walking from here. I remember he's like a little junkie looking with his cigarette. He went, "Where you from? As your neck not paining ya?" Like, like, it's my neck not paining. As your neck not paining ya for carrying all that load, mate. I'm like, oh my God. I was just like, because then I also knew here. I was a bit scared, but I was like, no, it's not paining me. Ah, that's impressive, like, but in a racist way, like,
yeah.
but yeah.
I
And the children, they do sometimes. Is my son experienced racist. The particular one that I know is racist with him was when this Spanish child, who her parents moved from Spain to this country, and she couldn't even speak correct English, but she was actually like laughing at my son dreadlocks and keep calling his dreadlocks pasta. So, and there was a number of times that he kept calling his dreadlocks pasta until I had to report her to the teacher. And the other reason is that my daughter had, this is when my daughter was at P2, there was one really stubborn boy in the class who was basically, even the teacher, he will pour his water bottle on top of the teacher. He was that bad. Like everybody knows him. He's always like banned from school and his parents was in prison. He was just like really stubborn child. So he used to say that he doesn't want to stand or do anything near my daughter in the class when they have to walk together or in the playground. He'll be like, I don't want to near Nene, or when Nene near him, he'll be like screaming, "Nene, stay away from me." Like, my daughter was like, oh my God, the way this guy made me feel. She was young then, but that was the particular really bad racist. And I do complain about it, but that child was just, the whole school know how horrible he was like to everyone. But yeah, apart from that, my daughters at high school, she do say that people complain, and a couple of rude boys do mention nigger word when they see her passing. And she didn't enjoy that. And then she report to the teachers or to, I tell her I'm going to go. She's like, no, don't go because it might be worse when you go. So I will report, but I don't know if she reported. But yes, she do mention that this year that about 2 times some rude teenagers saying the nigger word when they see her passing by.
Wow.
You know what the thing is that I live in the UK too. So I can
Mm-hmm.
relate to a lot of the things you talk about because when people talk about USA, like United States, they always say that they're more open with their racism, and I do agree. In the UK, they're very clever and they know how to hide it as something else, but you know it's coming from a racist place. So I completely relate to that. With the racism
Mm-hmm.
in school, I do not play. The thing with me is that I'm very close with my sister and my brother. They're in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So they will always tell me if someone is trying to be racist or in a way. I have a bad temper. So the minute I hear about racism, I'm calling the school shouting and I'm at school the next day. It's not, sometimes they tell me not to get involved because, you know, with children, they don't want to be seen as like a snitch or
Yeah.
that they're getting their parents involved. But do you know, with me, is I'm more concerned with you. Make sure you don't try to mess up the mental health of my siblings. Don't try to
Mm-hmm.
make them feel less than. The thing with me is that I was bullied in high school. So even though people might say, don't defend me because it's embarrassing, when you're older, you do look back and then you're going to be really upset if no one defended you because you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, like, did people really let me go through this? So when I get involved and I shout at the teachers, because I shout at the teachers and I shout at the children, I even, one time, my sister had like a racist incident. A boy was like calling her like mud face or monkey, and I took my sister to the park and we saw the boy, and she said, "Don't go to him." I was like, "I'm gonna go to the boy and see why he's racist." And he
Mm-hmm.
had his brother with him. Then I was like, "Why are you being racist to my sister? Leave her alone. Like, just pick on like go and pick on another boy. Why are you picking on like a girl? You understand? And especially with racism." Then his brothers were shocked. They were like, "I can't believe my brother was doing this." Then they told off his brother right in front of me. They were like, "Oh, if he ever does that again, our house is right there. Knock on our door and we'll check him." I was like, that's what needs to happen. We need to make sure we're aggressive with these racists because what they know they're doing is that they're making sure that our children feel defeated before they even start life. You know, you haven't really started life until you're 18 or 20. But what happens in a lot of the schools is that the children are already defeated in the mind because they've been beaten up so much mentally with the racism and like just the disrespect. So that's one thing I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about fighting for the kids who don't speak up for themselves and making sure that racism doesn't affect the child's mental health, you know. And I have to really coach my sister on like, oh, love your hair. Oh, don't worry about them. Your skin color's fine. Or don't let them touch your hair. Like, have some, stick together with your other black friends. It's to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really passionate about it because it's just disrespectful at this point. It's just disgusting.
It is, but there's a way to go about it, and I think you're born here, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna advise you something because I come from Africa, so I experience both sides of the world. Like I experience the non-Africa part, and I experience the Africa part as well. Uh, what happened is for me with my children, I do when someone is racist to them at school or just it's only at school that they experience it. What am I talking about? The time that they experience it. But there was a time that someone fired my son this year when school opened, his first day at high school. Two boys were grabbing his hair, pulling it and stuff. And when he told me it, I didn't mention races. I just like make him understand that maybe those children were rude and school is open and they plan it to maybe pick on someone to feel better or whatever, children stuff. So I tell him if they keep on doing it, let me know, but don't fight them. Like you can defend yourself, but don't like hit them. Because my son is tall. He's already even tiny taller than me and he's only 12. And he's like
Mhm.
big bones, like my kind of a people, my type of a body. So I don't want him to start punching and fighting. And I also grew up, like in Africa, people like used to bully us a lot. I'll have to do a video about that, comedy night video, whatever you call it. Like we've been bullied a lot growing up, like from one particular neighbors that used to live next to us, next compound to us, but their compound was more okay compared to ours. And they don't like us because not just because we are poor, but also we didn't go to school. The whole neighborhood, we were the only one that wasn't going to school. And in Africa, as much as it's very poor, especially Gambia,
When you don't go to school, people actually don't like look you down and bully you just because of that, especially when you're young. The other children can tell you, oh, you don't have a school, oh, you're stupid, or da da da. Anyway, they also don't like us because my mom used to sell this taba thing that the women put in their mouth. I see this in videos before. It's different from this taba that you hear Gambian women this putting in their private part nowadays. This is the olden days one taba that they will use the taba leaf, you know, the tobacco leaf. They will like, I know how to make it then. They will like put it in the cooking pot with some sand and serve it, you know, like the way you serve the peanuts in Africa. And then they will like roast it. Serve is a Wolof word for roast. Sorry. They will roast it like that until it's all brown. And then we will like pound it in the gun and make it powder. And then we put some kheme in it and some water. So then it's like this, kind of like coffee, but little wet than coffee. So this old woman, they'll put it in their mouth, and some old men, and they'll close the mouth like that for like half an hour or so, and to feel the tabac thingy, and then they'll spit it. So we used to sell that because there was this old man who was selling that, who my mom knows. And we used to sell that to survive growing up, because my mom moved from the village to the city, and with no education and with the children. And my dad was so old when he was married to my mom. It was a child marriage, and he didn't have a good job either. And we have to pay rent and survive. It was really hard. So then my mom had to come up with stuff that we can sell as we start growing up a little bit. So then these neighbors, they don't like it because of we do this tabating, and it smells really like just like you're smoking, exactly like that. When you're doing it in the compound, all the compounds, it depends where the wind is heading that day. If the wind is heading towards these people who hate us, even us will be telling my mom, we are gonna die again. The wind is heading in this compound again. They're gonna have the smoke. So when you go to the market, they're gonna come here beating us. They used to go whenever my mom went to the market, or whenever my mom went to Banjul. She used to go to Banjul or Joswan to buy this tabating that we will make. And she used to like spend like she will go in the morning until maybe like 3 o'clock or 2 before she will come. And these people will come. They will know when my mom is not there. They will come, and they will come in group. And the brothers and sisters, they will come like 5, 6 of them. And they have another family compound behind us. They will all come together. Some of them will know the people I'm talking about because they watch me. They're all like in America now and stuff. I forgive them, but it's like, it teach me a lesson. Like even last year when I was in Gambia, I went to the compound and I found one of them there. And I asked her, why do you used to beat us when we were young? And she was like, I don't know. I guess we were young. We were young. So I learned that. And people in Gambia, they will call you like, you're too dark. You're so ugly. Oh, being a new but many bouquet. Bouquet is hyeno. You know hyeno, this animal that eat people.
Actually,
so they will call you tati suger. Tati suger is the bottom of the cooking pot. You know how Africa they have those cooking pot that they never wash the back. So it's like so dark, you know, in the villages. They still have those. Yeah, they say that you are so dark like a bottom of a cooking pot. You're so dark like chaku. They call you all name for being so dark. Okay, in Gambia and Senegal. I don't know other African countries. So you cannot really call that racist. Like what those children were doing to us. If they were white, guess who is racist? The entire generation. So yes, some people are racist, but sometimes they're just doing what they're doing because they're young, especially if they don't involve name calling, nigger or whatever. You know what I mean? Like when I bring up my children here, I don't want them to like, okay, because I say to myself, I know there's racism in this country, but I have to choose to either go back, bring up my children in Gambia, because I don't trust this racist system for my children, or I will bring up my children with confidence. The only way to bring up the children with confidence is not to tell them there's no racism, no, but make them understand the difference between racism and just the child being a rude child in general, like some rude adults. Look at us Black community. Are we not fighting all the time? We racist or what? So some people are just miserable and rude. That's the reality. Some people are like Ami Joe. They jump in off a barrage, doesn't matter they're blue or green. So even if they call you black this, black that, and they're white,
yeah, there might be racist, whatever the hell racist is. I still don't even know what racist is. I think racist is rudeness and insecurity. I don't
Okay.
get too angry like some people the way they take racism. When you are racist to me and you say something, I do have, a couple of racist incidents here, living here over the years, but I never like get like, I would tell the person maybe if I have to answer them. Sometimes I'll just laugh at them and walk away, or I'll answer them in a clever way, like, you should sort out your insecurity, that is that. Sometimes I'll just say that and just leave them. Depend if the person look like junkie and stuff. Why will I waste my energy talking to a junkie that needs some cocaine? Anyway, but I just try to make your sister know that there is racism, but there is just that nightmare humanity thing that even if your sister was in Africa, people will bully her in the schools. People will call her name. When I was young, I've been called fat and all kind of name because I'm like my mom. I'm big compared to my sister. They like my dad. I'm big from a young age. People call me name. People laugh at me for getting married to the old man when I was a child. People laugh at me for not going to school. Apart from these people that used to beat us, there was this particular girl who also come from a house that is well off. They have a housemate, and this housemate was Manjago girl, who is like very strong. Gambian people know what Manjago tribe is. Nowhere they're strong people. So we tell this Manjago girl to beat me. Anytime my mom send me to buy anything or I go anywhere, she will run and say, that's Amie. Sally. Her name was Sally. Let's go and beat Amie. And then they will come and beat me. Her and this girl will like hold my hand so she can beat me for no reason. So you cannot really call that racist. So you have to know that, yeah, it's true, racism is here. But children fighting, bullying each other is all over the place. And they will do it to you, doesn't matter what color you are. So please, if not, your sister is going to suffer when she grow up fighting for racism 24 hours, calling everything racism. And in Africa at work, some people will hate you, go to Marabu for you to lose your job, create problem, lie about something that you did and you didn't do it. What is that called? Is that called racism? I'm not saying you should just be like, oh, there's no racism. No. But I think we have to learn how to look at racism. Look at Africa that we're all black. What's going on there? Is what's going on here. And what do we call it in Africa? It's just a humanity. Human beings are cruel. Human beings are not actually as nice as we want us to be. That's why we're always fighting to be nice. Because we're not perfect human beings.
That's true.
I don't know.
Actually,
just to advise you, so you're not fighting and going crazy with it. They're not watching.
Isaatu Space said something that is very funny.
What did you say?
She said when she fasts and her uncle called her a monkey.
And her uncle is racist, maybe.
And she said she was hurt and she had to break her fast. The thing is that I feel like bullying is just everywhere in the world, but Africans in general have that, not only Gambians, but Africans, they have that thing that, I don't know, it's like the white skin, especially for the children, the white skin child or the fair skin child, not white skin, but, the fair skin child has like more positive energy towards them than a very dark child. People, every time like Africans, they see like a very fair skinned child, looking all cute. Everybody wants to pick that child up. If you grow in Africa, people will even tell you, oh, when you're going to the market, bring her to me. Like, it's like sometimes people are fighting over your child.
My mom said they used to do that to me because when I was young, she said I was lighter than everybody else. And everyone was loving me so much because of that only,
Yeah, of course, people love like, chubby and cute kids, but not to the extent that you make that other child feel so bad. Yeah, people be fighting over children, or bring your child when you go into the market, but you're going to see like maybe a very dark-skinned child, and to them, maybe that's ugly. Sometimes if you want to say, hey, can you hold my child? They'll be like, I'm busy because they feel like the child is ugly. And sometimes this thing that African whereby
I don't mean to
when
cut
they
you, but
see,
some of them will even say, Sammy, they will say your child is so dark and ugly. Say don't be. They say
yes, but the thing is, I'm not denying it. It happens because like my two kids, one is like not very, very dark, but it's like brown, like my husband. And then the other one is fair, not too fair, but he's like me, a bit fair than me. So when I had my first child, like he was really, really fair. Then my second child came and he was kind of dark, and everybody was like, "Oh, this one is so ugly."
You see?
It's
I,
true.
yeah, like people live,
It's
and it's
true.
not strangers. These are not strangers. These are your friends and family. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't consider it racism. That's not racism because we come on. How can my fellow family be racist to me? That's not possible. But it's like there's something about being dark. People don't have that confidence that black is beautiful, that they
Yeah.
need to be, they even want to be black. You know, when you're dark, it's like you lack confidence in yourself, you know. And we teach these kids how to lack confidence since they were babies.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we start teaching them. Because when we're comparing kids, yes, they're kids. Sometimes Africans, we feel like, oh, they don't know, you know. But the kids are smart, you know. Sometimes you
Yes.
say things to a child, that child may be 5 years old, but that might be one thing that that person will remember forever. It's not like kids
Exactly.
forget everything in their life. There are certain
No.
things that since I was a child, there are certain things that I don't forget.
Exactly.
I can still recall a couple of things, you know, but yeah, I forgot a lot of things, but I can still recall some things. So these are things that happen. You don't know what that child would be recalling
True.
during their childhood. So we gotta be really, really careful trying to compare kids or saying, "Oh, this one is more cute. This one is too dark." Yeah, people literally told me that my second child is dark. Oh, he's so ugly. I'm like, he's not ugly. He's so cute. And these are not strangers. And these are things that happen all over Africa. You know, we just have a big role to play in building the confidence of our kids.
Mm-hmm.
If we're saying we're black, then we're complaining, oh, these people are racist to us. But when we're bringing down those same people, how dare we complain? We don't have any rights to complain if we're the same person that are bringing these kids down. You
True.
Exactly.
know,
True.
you are not proud to be black anymore, especially in Africa. Here is better. Everybody wants to be melanated now. Go on Facebook, it's melanin. You go on Instagram, melanin popping because it's trending.
Mm-hmm.
But in Africa, stuff like that are not trending. You know, it's like you gotta be fair skinned to be cute. You gotta be fair
Mm-hmm.
skinned.
I don't
You
mean to
have a
cut you.
child, your
I don't
child
mean.
is fair skinned. Your child is fair skinned. You're excited because you're like, ooh, people are gonna love my
Yes.
child. Then your child is dark skinned, you feel some type of way about it because you don't know what people are gonna say about that child. Or people might be like, and it's not even funny. People think it's funny to look at somebody's child and say, oh, this one is too dark, it's ugly. It's not funny. I always
No.
Yeah.
say this. This is not funny. You guys make this funny, and when family and friends get mad about it, now you feel like, oh, I'm just joking. It's not a joke. Don't
It's
Yeah.
not
joke
a
about
joke.
it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
People joke, especially Africa. People joke about things that are not supposed to be joked with. You joke with people's self-confidence. You don't do that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The same thing
Exactly.
happens to when people don't have kids. They're like, ah, you still don't have kids? Oh my God, you are something else. When are you gonna have babies? I'm like, this is not funny. And these are
Mm-hmm.
things that happen in Africa.
Like
People
the video.
literally expecting you to get pregnant as soon as you get married, and they bugging you that you are not pregnant, you're not pregnant, you're not pregnant. And then when you get angry, they say they're joking. Why are you getting mad
Mm-hmm.
about it? But it's not funny. And I keep saying this. And whenever I say this, it's like everybody looks at me in like, what's wrong with her? Why is she so emotional? I'm like, no, I have kids, but I'm just looking at like if I was in that person's position, right? You are telling me that I don't have kids. Now you're seeing me as an infertile woman. Do you think you want kids more than I and my husband? Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
So don't joke with people's emotions. Don't joke with people's confidence. And I just
Exactly.
feel like we need to do more work on these things. That people need to know that these things are not funny and stop saying it to people because it's not funny.
No.
Anyways, but things like this just gets me angry. I mean, I don't know, for some reason, it just gets me angry. And I don't like to be angry on the media. Of course, sometimes I
Oh,
do
it's
get
fine. You're
angry.
not angry in a bad way. You're just
But
human. You're just real and showing your emotion.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine.
but whenever I talk about marriage and kids, and pregnancy, and how Africans take these things, looking down on others because of something they have no control. It just makes me very angry. So when I'm talking about it, I do get a bit emotional. But
I
I'm
mean,
gonna stop here because I have to go. It's prayer time. I have to go and pray. So I'll
Okay.
come back after I pray.
All right.
okay.
Thank you so
See
much.
you later.
Thank you. It's like that, Mr. Uganda. I'm gonna just say something about that, and then I'll let you talk. There's this thing that I watched today, and I'm gonna do a reaction video about it in Wolof. You will see it. I'm gonna do like 10 minutes reaction video or something. So when I post it, even you might not hear it, but you might know what I'm talking about. But I might talk a little bit in English, so you guys will know, and then I'll talk in Wolof. So in Senegal, right? Senegal is like Gambia. We are one, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of the Gambians, we actually look up to Senegal, the way they dress, the way they do so many things, because they have more nice fashion clothes and more stuff. Now Gambia is getting there because we have a lot of Senegalese tailors over the years living there. So we do learn how to make nice dresses too. We have nice Gambian tailors now. But years ago, we learned a lot from Senegal, and we listen to their music a lot. And Senegal is still like our father in a way. Anyway. So in Senegal, there's this new guy that he sang, but his singing is just, he even said in the interview that he doesn't know how to sing, but he just talk crazy talk. Because now when you sing perfect song, no one want to hear it. People want to hear stupid, crazy song now. And that's why he just from nowhere famous. I can't remember his name. This short black guy that have the blonde tint hair. You guys might know the guy I'm talking about. So this guy was interviewed by Chon Sek. Chon Sek is one of the old best Senegal singers, just like Youssou N'Dour.
Okay.
So Chon Sek interviewed him. In Chon Sek, he have now a platform called Balago TV, which he will interview famous people, especially singers and stuff like this. I like it. It's a new thing though. So this guy, when this video was like last week, I recorded the part that I don't like. So I'm gonna do a reaction to it. And Chon Sek was interviewing him like, you have money now, so when you're going to get married, this kind of thing. And what kind of woman would you marry when you're getting married? And he was kind of like joking. I said to him, you're not tall. So if you're getting married, are you going to marry someone like your height or someone tall? And he and then I think he asked, when he asked that, he said, I'm going to marry someone like my height and someone light skin like you. And he said, oh, but some women are dark skin, but they're beautiful. And then he said, no, I'm gonna have a light skin wife like you and your son.
Oh
because
my
his
God.
son is also a very famous singer.
Yeah.
And his son married a light skin wife too. I think the woman is a Fuller woman. You know how we have Fuller tribe and they're light skin. So and the woman, when this guy was marrying her at first, it's like how Rihanna started. You know how Rihanna and Beyonce, you know how they started dark and then now they're getting lighter and lighter.
That's true. That's true. No one ever wants
the woman
to talk
was
about
like that. So the woman was like
Yeah.
normal brown, and now she's so white over the years. So then this man, when he said this, I was angry because the whole of Senegal and even Gambians, they love this young man, this 22-year-old. He said he's 22, something like this. He's like popping in the community now. And for him to be confirming that that's ugly, I was like, what the hell, man? So the community is just insane, Mr. Uganda. So I don't want you to take racism so much that you're gonna have a headache, because your own community is more sick, and I don't know the name for what's wrong with us. But yeah, I'll let you talk now. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what the name is. I mean, maybe like self-hatred, spiritual sickness, but there's definitely something wrong in the community. And yeah, you're right about the celebrities. They get lighter every single time. Do you know I have a lot of skin issues? So I tend to read up on dermatology and stuff like that. And there's a lot of pills that dermatologists can give you to get lighter. There's something called tranexamic acid. It's a pill, and what it does is that it reduces the amount of blood vessels going to your skin, so it stops you from getting darker, basically. So I know that with the celebrities, they have so much money. I know they can get the best pills to get lighter. And the thing is that when we say that they're getting lighter, no one listens, because people just say, oh, they were always light. They were just in the sun. But now they're just getting paler and paler and pale. It's sick. when you and Sally was talking about how they don't like black children who are very, very dark. I don't know about that personally, but what I do know is that I've actually seen mothers who squeeze the child's nose to make it smaller because they don't want the child to have a big nose when the child grows older. So when the
Oh
child
my
is
God.
when the
Yeah, they
child
do
is
that in
like
my country too.
yeah, they do it a lot. I didn't believe it, but I saw it myself. They get like they put like some Vaseline on their finger, then they just pinch. The child is like maybe a few months old, but they'll just pinch the nose to make it narrower and make it smaller. So when the child grows, the bone is like straighter, and it's just sick. It's like I don't know why people are having children if they don't want their children to look like them, because the child is half mum, half dad, you know? But it's like they don't want the child to look like mum or dad. They want the child to look like someone from Europe, you know, with a thinner nose or something. It's sick because how can you expect the child to love themselves if you also don't love yourself? And equally, when you bring children into this world, it's your job to abandon bad habits that could make your child hate themselves. Because
Exactly.
when they look at you, you're their world. Your parents are their world. They will understand how to treat a woman based on how the father treats the mother, and they'll understand how to treat vice versa, you know. They'll treat father how mum treats father, they'll treat dad how mum treats dad. But so if they see that you have a lot of self-hatred habits, you know, they'll start to think, oh my gosh, like if she can't love herself, how can I love her and I look like her? She can't give love
Exactly.
she can't give love to me on a level because she can't even love herself. So that's why I'm big on introspection, and what that means is that I did used to be very, very angry, but now I'm taking the time to actually, because when I was angry with the racism at my sister, that was like a month or two ago. But now I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to look at myself, you know. I'm starting to say, why does this make me so angry that I start to act very, very like aggressive? I'm trying to like pray more so that I can get guidance, because being angry at the world is getting me nowhere. But if I start to look inside myself, I'll start to heal myself, because you can't make everyone else change, but what you can make sure is that you've changed, so that the people who you bring into this world feel like you love yourself enough to love them, because you can't give out more than you have yourself. If everyone, let's say if love is like a pie, you
Mm-hmm.
can't give you can't give a big share of pie to your child, because you yourself have only one slice of pie. It's your job to make sure you're baking enough pie so you can give it out to everybody. And there's a lot to give out to everybody.
True.
You can keep making more love, but you have to make sure that you're looking inside yourself to do it. If there's ingredients, you have to make sure you know how to look for the ingredients to find love. But if you're too busy looking at distractions and looking for everyone else to to validate yourself, you can't make your pie. And in turn, because you can't make your own pie, because you're so distracted with everybody else, you will not be able to give love to your children. And how will you know? Because when the child grows up, you're going to see that they have serious deficits in their personality. And what that means is that sometimes they might just fall into depression. They might not be able to navigate the world. They might treat their spouses horribly, and they might just have a horrible version of life, you know? So it's our
Mm-hmm.
job to make sure that we look at ourselves. And you are right, because if it's not the racism, someone's always going to be doing a fat joke. Someone will be doing a skinny joke. Someone will be doing a hair joke. There's always so many people who bully other people. It's our job to make sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have to give people the tools to help them heal themselves, because in time, you know, people pass over. So there's going to be a time when your parents won't be there anymore, you know, when my parents won't be there, but they have to be confident that they gave me enough tools to heal myself and to heal, like to basically love other people as myself.
Exactly. And can I tell you one thing about that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna tell you this. Even if it's me,
Okay.
whoever make a video for you to hurt you or to react to you about something or something, which I don't think I'll do but you're not that type of person that will make me do that kind of video. And even if I ever see a video that I don't understand about you, or like, I will like talk to you, because we know each other now. These people that I react to, is not like I'm chatting to them and I know them, and they're in my comment section all the time showing me support, and I'm just reacting to them. It's because we don't have that connection. This is the only way to send my message to them. Anyway, but I'm just telling you, even if it's me, Mr. Uganda, and I just come and I just talk ridiculously because you do something, even the other videos that I talk like really cost the people who do something that I don't like. It's not about whatever they did. It's more about me. And that's the reality. I'm lucky because I told you guys that I'm on a self-healing journey. Also, you guys already know my life, my child marriage and my childhood trauma, whatever. Some people have worse pain than me, but you don't know about it. They will never tell you. It's not a lot of people that can trust people to tell them something that is hurting them, especially some rape stuff or something. A lot of people, adults, male, female, they have some sexual abuse somewhere or something that really hurt them that they can never confess to no one. They cannot trust no one to ever confess. They're not like AmieComedy. But anyway, if someone is dying with pain, or they're not happy with life in that moment, when you do something, they're gonna react really bad, or they're just gonna look for a reason to say, I hate this person because of A, B, and C. But if they're really like at peace at themselves, at peace at life, even if you do something they don't agree with, or they look at you and feel maybe like you are like so fat, like AmieComedy or something, they're not just gonna be mean typing, you're so fat, you're gonna die of cancer. You see, they would just maybe say that, oh, this woman is fat, for example, but she look beautiful, it suit her. Or they would just say, maybe in their mind, this woman should lose weight, maybe she's too fat. If you are extremely overweight, for example, they will be looking at you like, this woman should lose weight maybe so she can live longer. This is not healthy. But they will not have the even courage to type it. You should lose weight, you're gonna die, because they're happy with life, and they know nothing but happiness, so they cannot create pain to you for no reason. And this can be someone who just being racist to you, or someone who just go insane to hurt you for anything. Doesn't matter what is it. Even if you do something that you deserve to be hurt back, if the person is at peace with life, they cannot just hurt you deeply or even go worse than you do. And this, even if it's me, whoever do that to you, never you take it personally. Number one, remember this always, and say, Sister Amie herself told me this one day, that if she ever react like this, or someone else ever do this, that means they're not at peace with life. Because if I was at peace with life, no matter what you did, instead of me thinking ridiculously and going ridiculously and attacking you worse, for example, or causing you worse, I would just say that maybe Mr. Uganda was out of his mind when he was doing this. I hope he's okay. How can someone do this? I have to pray for him, and be more mature about the situation. But if I go lower, that means you're out of your mind, for example, for doing whatever you did, but I'm worse out of my mind. And this is just the reality. Even for me, that is reacting sometimes ridiculously, in videos, because I'm also always worse out of my mind than the person, because of my, the way I'm talking in my video all these years, with me just wasn't used to condemning my community. And when I have the opportunity to condemn my community, I was like, yes, this is why you child married me. Horrible community. I told you guys this all the time. Me, I'm playing. I'm like a 2-year-old. I'll tell you what is it. So this is why I'm always and I developed this habit of over condemning sometimes. And I'm trying to learn to like not over condemn. No one is perfect. I can never be perfect. I can never find the perfect world, because myself, I'm not perfect. It's just we focus on what other people doing to us, or how other people look, and they shouldn't look like that. Then we forget how we should look, and how and what we're doing to ourselves and the rest of the human beings. And that's the reality.
That's true. I do agree with you. Because can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, I've also ranted, and I've also been swearing on camera when I was reacting to people, who are doing some drama in the Gambia. But the more that time went on, I watched back the videos I did when I was screaming at the camera, and I didn't like how I looked. So even though, because I just felt like hate was taking over me when I was making the videos, you know. And when I finished my videos, even though I would be laughing in the comments, I didn't feel good after I filmed it, you know. So that's why I understand, you know, if hate isn't in you, you wouldn't be putting out the messages sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's because a lot was going on in my private life. So when I had a chance to condemn somebody else, I jumped on it because perhaps maybe me calling out someone else's flaws made me feel like I was feeling myself, you know. But that's just another distraction because
Mhm.
you're not really addressing yourself. What you're doing is just spreading what you're going through to somebody else. And that's how trauma spreads. Because if someone takes your words deeply, you've inflicted harm on them. And they're gonna, if they don't have the proper tools to heal their pain, they're gonna pass it on to somebody else. Then they're gonna pass it on to somebody else. And that's how you have a lot of drama in the community because no one wants to heal
Exactly.
themselves. You know,
True.
people, it's easier to pass on pain, but no one said healing was going to be easy. And it shouldn't be easy because you sometimes you have to work to be healed. Because when you work for it, you appreciate what it's like to be well. And that's just the truth. You have to work. Sometimes you have to work to be better. Because when you look back, you'll appreciate how much effort you put into it. It's like when you send your kids to school or to university, it wouldn't mean anything to the child if they just got their degree, you know? If they just said one day, take one exam, get your degree. But when you put them through 4 years of work, it means a lot more to them than it means to other people, you know? Because
Mhm.
they understand how much they had to stay awake. They understand how much they had to sacrifice. They've also understood how much energy and love has been put into them to push them forward. So when you work for something, it will mean more to you in the long run, and you have better lessons to pass on to other people. And that's the same with healing. When you work for your healing, when you try so hard to pray, and when you start to recognize that it starts with you, you're gonna get somewhere. And when you pass on your lessons to your children, and then you're passing on how hard you have to try, they're gonna have respect for you because it's a really respectful thing when you've been through a lot of trauma, like depression or rape or anything, and then you've been able to work through your mind to recover or do the best that you can. You're gonna feel so much better, you know, because you know how much you've put into putting better in yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow, you're very intelligent the way you view the whole thing.
thank you.
And you seem very young. For your age, you're so mature and clever, mashallah. What age are you?
Oh my days. Yeah, I'm 22. I'm currently doing a master's. It's actually not even a master's. It's actually a solicitor's course. So so in, when I graduate, I'll be able to be a solicitor. So that's why when stuff was
Oh,
happening,
bless you.
yeah, that's why when stuff was happening in the Gambia, I knew what to talk about with the law because I'm doing law, and the UK and the Gambia, it's similar wording in the law. So I knew
Mm-hmm.
what questions to ask with that. So, but yeah, even myself, I'm someone who, even though I've done this course, I've been very unhappy during it because I don't know, something about um moving out of my parents' house and being by myself because I went to university in the Midlands, so Leicester. So and I live in like Luton, so it's like a 2 hour drive away. And I didn't want to travel home every week, so I just stayed there. But I was going through so much. And I did notice that because I was in a lot of pain, because I had a lot of stuff in my mind, every time I'd see something and I'd react, I'd be so vicious and angry, you know? And it only came to me in this year that I wanted to start healing myself. And I had to be honest and say it starts with me. I can't keep blaming other people for why I'm upset and I'm angry because it just continues the cycle. And in real life, when you behave badly, and you can't blame it on something that happened 10 years ago, you know? You have to take responsibility for how you're behaving now. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, and since a lot of people are still home because of the whole COVID. I'm going to talk to you about the COVID thing soon. But since we're home with COVID, some people have to stay home during COVID. I think the time should be used to like start healing, you know? Look in areas of
Mm-hmm.
your life. Look in areas of your life where you feel like you're not living up to your potential, you know? Because it's not to judge, it's not to say you're not something, it's to say you could be even better. So how about you look in an area of your life where you don't know something? I'm very big on trades. You know what the thing I have the problem I have with the black community is that we know how to do we know how to do the right thing, but we don't know how to do the right thing to their biggest level, you know? It's like, let's say with women, they're very good at doing hair. They're very good at sewing, weave, they're very good at plaiting. But how many women know how to sew? You know? There's a skill you need to build because it's the same skill to braid and to knit. And it's very,
Mm-hmm.
very good. It's very good to do both because your livelihood might depend on both. With men, I was telling Bantu Queen about this in the comments. She knows in the live chat of something else. But I was also saying some people know how to fix their PlayStations and their Xboxes, but how many know how to fix the car? It's a machine. They're both machines. They're both machines, but you only know how to fix like something that's for gaming. How about you learn how to fix something that's for your life so that you can transport and get to work, so that when it's raining, you don't have to walk in the rain and catch a bus. You understand? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's people we have skills, but we have yet to build on them to their maximum level. And that's what could hold us back because a lot of the skills we do need to know, like we do need to know how to like be making clothing sometimes. Sometimes these clothing are getting more and more expensive. The good quality ones. It's good to learn how to start knitting. I'm gonna learn how to start knitting. I've got sewing needles in my cupboard. I'm gonna take up and learn how to start sewing because I might need to knit a sweater one day. And it's just and even in my garden, we have like apples and blackberries, and we have like do you know stinging
Oh.
yeah, do you know stinging nettles? Like the stingy nettles, like the really the leaves that are like stingy. Um
Mm-hmm.
we-
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have them in my garden. And you know, a lot of people just step on them and they don't really know how to use stinging nettles, but you can make stinging nettle tea, which is really good. You know, it helps with stress, and you can use it in your hair to help make it grow because it has DHT blocker. So if there's men with like receding hairlines, DHT blocker can help. It can help basically block those chemicals that stop your hair from growing. You know, but yeah,
Ah.
I'm gonna take some of those nettles, and what you do is that you boil them so that it gets rid of the needles. Then you can put them in your teas, and it's good for men. It's really good for men. I don't know about for women, but for men, it can help release the excess testosterone, you know, because and it's good, you know, balances stuff like that. But
Ah, that sounds
wait,
good. I like this. I never really tried that one.
oh, I do have. Okay, I want to move on to something else. Okay,
Okay.
because you said, how is Scotland doing with COVID? Because in Luton, what's happening is that let's say the kids go to school for 1 week. What they've done is that they've separated the school so that let's say year seven have one part of the school, year 8 have another part of the school, but you can't mix year 7 with year 8. So what happens is that in my siblings' school, they've gone for 1 week, but then what happens is that if one person catches COVID, all of the year 7s go home. So if one person in year 7 gets COVID, all of the year 7s go home for like 2 weeks, and it's happened every single time. So in total, since September, they've only been in school for 3 weeks. So what's it going like in Scotland? Because the
Or
kids here
in
don't
here
go.
with my children's school, they're at high school now. My son started this year high school, and my daughter is at year 3. She's 13. But what they're doing
Mhm,
is when someone in the school catch COVID, they will try to put the all the people that they get in contact with. So my
oh,
son's school, my son class, I think it's like 2 people. He's not here,
mhm,
but I think it's like 2 people catch COVID. Definitely, I know about the last one that catch it, but I think it's about 2 people that catch COVID, in his class. But he was still going to school, so they would just like try to find out people that was in contact with this person in the class, and then
mhm.
in that day maybe or the day before they find out the thing maybe, and then the rest will still come to class. So they're still opening the schools.
Oh my gosh, it's getting crazy. You know what like sometimes I really don't know because I don't know what it's going to do to the education. You know, because at least over here the kids are missing so much school. Like I'm just sometimes I get worried. You know, because I'm like,
No,
what
no,
are you
no,
going
don't worry about it. They'll catch up. It's fine. They'll catch up.
to do?
I
Okay.
know somebody who their child went to Africa for 2 years and wasn't really studying and stuff because they hated it Africa then and stuff. And when somebody beat them, you know how Africa, when they don't listen, people beat them. So the person was really angry and hated it and couldn't like study and stuff. But when they come back here, they still catch up. And they came back here when they're like 16, and they still
Mm-hmm.
catch up because the children are young, you know, like, so they'll catch up. So don't worry about it. It's fine. They will make it in life. Like this life we are in now, study is really important and it's good, which is why when my son, sometimes he look for excuse to not go. He's been doing that a couple of times this year, but he promised this evening to not do that again. I hope he won't again. But anyway, but he's one of those students that he was just telling me today that he have a from his French class exam thing. He have a, he's, even if he doesn't like study too much, he will still pass the exam, you know, like those people that are gifted. But
Mm-hmm.
the world now, I feel like people need to study also, like to have A's and you know, like to have like everything up there. But I feel like as long as you know the basic, you can still achieve a good life, because now they can teach you anything you need to know is in the internet, and there's so many courses, so many technology, so many things that it's easy for you to make a life now or become a business person or create your own thing and be successful or whatever without having all the A's and you know, like the olden days. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. So I think we shouldn't be worried too much. I'm saying this, I'm a worry champion, but I worry so much that I have to give up worrying. When I say I have to give up worrying, I have to give up worrying. So
Mm-hmm.
because I only have to give up worrying because sometimes the things that you worry so much doesn't happen like that, you know, like I don't know.
Oh.
Because I'm saying it because I remember my childhood growing up with the child marriages. I used to just lose hope, you know, and the fact that I never been to school. I used to lose hope and feel sorry for myself and worry and cry. But I never imagined that I was gonna ever come to UK, you know, and be here and you know, even have children here. This is nothing. But I still know people that never went to child marriage, was going to school. I was looking at them crying, feeling sorry for myself. And they're still in Gambia suffering. Like I have to meet them when I go to Gambia and try to give them £10 or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so life is like that. It's not like I'm proud of that, but I'm just saying this to give you confidence to not stress too much and worry too much. Because
Oh,
sometimes
I
the things
appreciate
that
it.
we worry about might definitely get better.
No problem. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your insight because what I think you've had so much of an experience in your life that you're able to see things from a bird's eye view. You know, you're able to see things for the like the for what they really are in the grand scheme of things. You know, and that's a really powerful tool because if we're so caught up in worrying and the drama and everything,
Mm-hmm.
we can't really see things for the full perspective and what they really are in the big scheme of things. I think
Yeah.
with like, you're like a bird, you know, like you're so high up in the air sometimes that you can see things in the totality, and that's really powerful. Um, I do want to ask you. So, wait, comment people in the live chat. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're liking because I know some people they get so distracted in the commenting they forget to like. I know you're entertained. I know you're entertained. Make sure you like
Yeah,
the
even
video.
I always forget to ask them to like the video, but Sister Gina
Yeah.
always asking them, and you too. Thank you so much.
I do have another question, okay? Because you said that we can ask you
So
anything,
fire
right?
them, man, fire them.
You said we can ask you anything, right?
Yeah, I'm very
Okay.
open-minded. You can ask me anytime.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now let's we're gonna take it a little bit spicier now. So
Okay.
I'll start off slow. I mean, it won't get too. I mean, it won't. But let's say, how do you feel about women going through men's phones? Like, do you know there's this thing of like women can't trust their man? They have to check their messages. What do you think about that? Do you think that if you're married, let's say if you have a husband, do you think the
Mhm.
husband should let you go through his phone if you ask? If you say politely, husband, can I just see what you're doing? Do you think he should be like, no, it's my phone, or should he give it to you?
I really think if I ever ask my husband, can I check your phone? He shouldn't give me. Depend what is it. I think if I ask, if for example, I feel like maybe there was a friend of mine or somebody I know, or I suspected maybe he's dating someone, and I was really rage about it. I shouldn't be rage about it. But I think if I was rage about it because I have certain evidence that make me insecure, and he's really innocent about this, and he have the evidence maybe to prove that he's innocent. I think depend, but he might want to give it to me just to bring peace, just to make me feel safe and confident about him, than him just saying no and I'm never gonna like trust him. But I think if like some women are rude and they just want to control the man like a child and be just like, give me your phone or go in rage about it instead of talking politely, I think the man shouldn't give them. But I think we should never ask the man the phone. I used to have a husband that was cheating. I have evidence he was cheating, but I never asked him his phone because even though he was cheating, I still know that he's my husband. I cannot ask him, give me your phone, like the way I would do to my 12-year-old son, for example, if it was him.
Okay.
So, but then thank God that the girlfriend was angry because he have another girlfriend, and then she get angry and call me and confess everything. And when I tell him all that this woman said to me, he couldn't deny it because there was too many evidence that he was dating this woman, and he just have to go and try to attack her, and even the police get involved and everything. This was in Africa. But then I was here and he was in Africa. It's a long story. But yeah. So I think us women should definitely never ask the man the phone, and the man shouldn't even ask us the phone. But if you want to call and you don't have credit, you can say, can I borrow your phone, for example? It doesn't have to be like, I'm scared of you touching my phone. Well, if you are innocent, you don't have to. Or like hiding when you're near me, I'm turning my phone around. It shouldn't be like that. But it shouldn't also be like, let me look at what you're doing. Because I think like relationship, the lack of respect in the relationship make the relationship to ruin. Relationship, the love and the kiss and the going out, whatever, is nice. But I think you can have fun and joke and play, but you have to know how to respect each other. It's kind of like when you have an easygoing mom kind of a situation. You can joke with her, laugh with her, but you know when to stop. So I feel like I don't want you to fall into the hands of, I'm talking to you as a son now or a daughter or whatever, because my son in Africa is 19. So you can almost be my son if I was like, I had him when I was younger, but I had him when I was 20. So if I was like my older sister who have her daughter when she was like 15, then you could be my son. But one thing I was lucky about the child marriages is that I never have my children, like at the young age. I don't know why. God saved me in that part. But yeah, I don't want you to be like with some woman who will tell you, if you're not hiding nothing, give me. No, I feel like when the relationship don't have boundaries, there's no respect. And the respect make it excited and keep it going. And I don't know how to say it. I don't want like some people that just take advantage of the respect and like over control the woman and going crazy. But I like it when you know your boundaries. It makes if the woman love you, she will stay because you have your boundaries. I want to tell you this today. If the woman really love you, the boundaries will keep her. If you don't have no boundaries, the woman cannot respect you. And if the woman don't respect you, she doesn't love you. If any woman tell you that I love you and they're talking to you anyhow, they have no respect for you, they don't love you purely. If the woman love you fully, no matter what, she will keep your boundaries and she will try so hard not to cross them. And even if she cross them, she will apologize deeply. This is all women, doesn't matter what color they are. So every woman that love the man will love the man boundaries and try so hard to keep it. That's why some men control women. Because us women, when we love you, we just listen. But then you have some child marriage, jump relationship in Africa, which is not love, but it's like they're afraid of their parents and the culture. So they just stay there, listening. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking that's like slavery marriage. No. I'm talking about normal love. When you love the man, you listen to him like crazy. For me, I'm like that. When I love the man, even when I'm doing anything, I'm like, baby, can I do this? Baby, can I go to this place? Baby, can I this? And when he said no, I'm like, oh, please, I want to go. But I'll not be like, fine, but you can't control me. Never. When I love the man. When I don't love the man, I'll be laughing. Like when I used to have those relationships, I don't love the man. When they're trying to control me, I'm like, you telling me what to do? You think you own me? Nah. But it's because I don't care about them. That's just the reality. So be very careful with some women trying to be independent on you. Of course, independent is good. Now, I have to, let me just back this up because some women...
Yeah, please, I want you to talk about... Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, because some women watching me and they're in this situation, I don't want them to feel like, and their man will be like, hey, you don't respect me, you hear what I'm saying. That's why you're taking over me. Or when I say do this, you don't do it. No. when you have a man, that's why I always condemn the men in my community. People think it's the child married. No, the child married don't make me hate men. If it does, I would not want to get married again. Okay. I'm not looking for nothing in a marriage now. Come on. Apart from honesty and love, I can easily open my door for every man or going weekend to men and doing whatever life. We all see some single mothers, how they live their life. No one's stopping me. I don't have no family here. No one telling me what to do. But I want to get married because I still believe in love and I still love and believe in men. There are some good men. So the men need to stay good so we can be good, us the women that want to be good. Some women are not good to you. It's not because they're just mean and they're miserable. It's because you're not giving them chance to be good. But if you do your role as a man, you show the woman love all the time. Kiss her when you have to kiss her. Hook her when you have to hook her. Be there for her. Appreciate her. Even when she do attire or anything little, you say, thank you, baby. Oh, you're the best wife. Oh, you're the best woman in the world. What will I do without you? You know, show her that she's important and you love her. And you listen when she wants you to listen, you also try to listen. Then she should also listen when you want her to listen. That's not controlling. I don't see it as controlling. But if it's like, see only her have to listen, then it's controlling. Yeah, just want to say that there.
No, I liked what you said. I think the chat got a lot out of it. When I'm reading the chat, yeah, the comments, like, yeah.
What are they saying in the comments?
Okay, I'm gonna have to pick on a few people. So Malcolm said he doesn't care. I will give my phone to my wife any day, any time. Yeah, I mean that's good. What did Bantu Queen say? I know she said. Oh, she said, I would never go through my husband's phone, and he would never go through mine. I think, yeah, Bantu Queen's one. It's like, do you know reciprocation? So when you wouldn't want someone to do something to you, you know, so don't do it to them. I think it's important in relationships when you, like, I think where do you know, even friendships, because that's another type of relationship, where they go wrong is where the boundaries are passed, you know? In that, let's say, sometimes with my friends, let's say when I was younger or something, and they'd say like the F word, and you know, to me, friends don't cuss at each other. And because once you do that, then I'm cussing at you, then we're cussing at each other, we're saying mean things. So it's like when someone crosses the line, it will change the relationship down the future. Doesn't matter if it's 2 years, 5 years. When you cross a boundary and you disrespect the person, it will change the trajectory of your relationship. So be careful how you use your words and your actions, because you may be opening up something you don't want to open. Because if you take his phone, let's say if the wife just takes the phone, you never know how much disrespect you're going to open up in the future from him to you. Because now you've disrespected him, now he doesn't feel like there's anything to respect anymore. Because he might have seen you for who you truly are. So people have to fix up and make sure that when they get into relationships, they know how to respect their significant other. Because you don't want it done to you. And you also don't want that to be the tone of your relationship. Because you want to be loved in your household. Okay, that's all. Wait, I do have another question. Okay, yeah.
I just want to say something. You know, like this whole looking at phone thing. Like, I'm thinking, like, for example, when you have a wife, for example, you know, or a husband, for example, now, you know, if I have a husband in the house now, who I love so much, for example, and I'm just so happy with the relationship, but when I see him talking in the texting, and I'm sitting here, for example, and I saw him with his phone, I'm wondering what he's doing. So I have to like try to sneak or try to like tell him, can I look at the phone, or try to like, when he leave the phone, I try to like go back and check. I think that I will still not trust him, but I think I will be happy if I don't even know what he's doing. I don't want to know what he's doing. Just like my children, like sometimes I grab my daughter's phone and look at it. I did a couple of times to see whether she was doing something that she's not supposed to do. And I caught her talking on Twitter with strangers and stuff, and I banned her for that, for example. Yeah. But a lot of people might not do that. They will be thinking 13-year-old, you're grabbing her phone, and that's no privacy. She was telling me the last time I did it, Mom, I don't have any privacy. I was laughing. I said to her, some people do this to their partners, and I'm your mother. You're just 13. I have to check. You know, this world now is social media. It's not safe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I said some people do bullying online for other children until they commit suicide. So I, have to find an excuse anyway. But since she doesn't watch my videos too much nowadays, especially when they're long, she might not see this. But anyway, so I said to her that I need to check in case someone bullying you or something. And then I go through Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, everything to check. And then I say, okay, here's your phone. But I saw that there was a stranger who sent her hi, and she responded to the person, and I was raged. And then the person she said was somebody they just met on a comment section, some teenagers. She said, I said, still, you don't know, they could be a pedophile adult. But for example, if you have a husband or a wife, and you are only happy and trust them because you can look at their phone and see what they're doing and see that the whole phone is clear, like what I was doing with my daughter. I only did that because my daughter, as this is year 3 at high school now, they start having friends, and some of the friends are, have certain way of life that you don't want your children to get involved. It's a long story, but I'll just stop there. You're from here, you know what I mean? So this is why I was doing this. But anyway, if you like checking your man or your wife like a child, like your own teenage child or whatever, try to check their life, then it's like, what should I call it? For me, if I was doing that, even if I always check it and I see clean message, I never see anything bad, I will still never trust the man. You know why? Because I will know that I only trust the man because this message is clear.
Okay.
And I saw men who cheat, who have a spare phone in their car, or spare phone that they keep at work, or spare phone that they know, how to hide it in the room somewhere you will never find out. I saw women who cheat also who have a spare phone. So I'm too working with life, when it's come to this love game or whatever, because of what I've been through or because of the amount of stuff I watch and read and listen to audiobooks, whatever. But anyway, I will not want to check because not like I'm afraid to know what's happening, but I just think like, even if I see the phone is clear, then I will still think, did he have another phone? You see, if your only reason for checking the phone was, is it clear? Then even when the phone is clear, you're like, maybe he have another phone. Maybe he have an email address that is another secret email address he used. Maybe this, maybe that, So it's better you just leave the person, knowing that the person is going to work, coming home and showing you love and doing everything that he's supposed to do. You have 100% confident that this person have their phone, I don't know what's happening, and they're not cheating. Because then you think they're not cheating, isn't it? If they're just doing normal things, they're not going dodgy places and stuff. I don't know. Then you feel like more happy in the relationship and be more confident knowing that they have their phone. I don't know what's happening, but they're still a husband to me doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I mean? I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I mean, Binta, do you have anything
to Sammy since in a marriage? You can answer this.
This is so funny. Like when I listen to Mr. Uganda's question, I'm like, oh boy.
Someone needs to ask the question.
I don't do that. Anyways, I think trust is very important. Okay, if there's lack of trust in a relationship, that's where all these phone searches come in. Okay, and though with the lack of trust, it can also come with a spouse cheating. Because some people, they feel they have to check the phone because they're pretty sure that their spouse is cheating on them. Okay, so for that reason, they will always check their spouse's phone, and that's not a healthy relationship. First of all, I feel like the lack of trust itself is not even a healthy relationship. I think that to be qualified to say this is a healthy relationship, my phone should be able to lay on the bed while I'm downstairs and my husband is upstairs without me having to worry about him checking it.
Exactly.
That's what a healthy relationship is. And vice versa. His phone should be in my kitchen while I'm cooking and he's laying upstairs without me having to check anything on it. Because I don't have a need to. Well, that's what healthy is in a relationship. But anytime you feel like, here's the phone, I quickly have to grab it. Now it's either you don't trust your spouse or you're just being unnecessarily insecure. Because some people are just insecure for no reason. They always just have to check without even having the reason to do so. They know their husbands or their wives are not cheating, but they feel like I have to check all the time to make sure. Why do you make sure? Okay. if I check my husband, I have never picked my husband's phone to check if there's a message or something. If I have it, it's because I want to use it to call somebody or I want to take something out of the phone. And that's if it's necessary. Because I have a phone, I don't have a reason to do all that most of the time, unless I have his number. Or maybe we're sitting and I say, can I have your phone? And I take it and he will gladly give it to me, because there's nothing to hide, and vice versa in mine too. But I noticed that some relationships too, uh, the men, most of the men, this happens most with men. They cannot, if they're cheating, they cannot leave their phone laying down. And
Yes.
why does your phone have to have a password when you're married and your spouse don't know the password? I'm not saying that they should. You don't have to. They don't have to know. But it's just healthy, to know everything. It just makes sense to know everything about yourselves. There's
Yes.
nothing to hide in a marriage. Nothing. I don't have to hide anything from you. If I'm going out, I let you know, hey, I'm going out. Or if I'm going out and I couldn't reach you and you call me and I tell you I'm at so and so place, you don't have to feel some type of way about it.
Yes.
What are you doing there? It's just so much unnecessary control that are in a lot of relationships that are just, it's not helping you build your relationship. Instead, it's just helping you spoil it. Because all those questions that you'll be giving to each other. For example, I'm gonna give an example of men that are in the diaspora and then they have wives in Africa, and you want to control your wife that's way how many kilometers away from you. It just doesn't make sense. You are here, nobody knows what you're doing. You're living your life, and you want to control a woman who is way, way, way in Africa, telling them where to go, where not to go, who to talk to, who to visit, what parties to go. I'm saying this because I experienced this myself. No, not myself, but I saw it happen. Okay.
Me too. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it happen. Like a friend's husband called her when we were coming back from a party, and you need to see the way this girl was running to get home. And we was all running, following behind her. What happened? Oh my God, if I pick this phone when I'm not in the house, he's gonna kill me. But this man is all the way in Europe.
Family member, the husband always do WhatsApp video and say have to be like this to so that
exactly.
Yeah.
This man is all the way in Europe. This woman is in Africa, and we were coming from a naming ceremony, just a party, but it's a problem. Like, it's just ridiculous how people, don't you know that you're in Europe and your wife is in Africa? If that person wants to cheat, whatever women want to do, they're gonna do it.
Yes, some people have even different SIM card in Africa.
Whether you follow them or you're gonna do it.
This SIM card that you talk to them when you come on holiday, when you go back, they use their other SIM card that they do their cheating with.
They're gonna do whatever they wanna do. So it's just better, protect your peace. Don't give yourself unnecessary heart attack just by being jealous, because you're gonna be more affected than the person you're trying to control. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one thinking all day. Your mind is on her. What is she doing? Oh my God, where's she at? Don't you know that alone can cause you like health issues? People themselves contribute to their own health issues without knowing. When I was in Africa before I come here, I had to test my husband. I would call him sometimes and say, hey, I'm going to the club with my friends today. And he said to me, okay, have fun, but be careful. I said, okay. Then I let him. I let it go for like hours. Then I called him. I said, you didn't say nothing. What happened? What you let me go to the club? He's like, what do you mean? I said, I thought you were gonna get angry or say no, don't go because you're not here. He's like, no. He said, if you wanna cheat, you're gonna cheat. There's nothing I can do about it. What can I do?
True.
If cheating is a part of you, you will do it. Whether I'm there, whether I stop you or not. I can stop you and you hang up and go. I'm like, these are the things that people don't understand. Women will be running up and down to be home when their husbands are calling them. It's just so unnecessary jealousy that I don't understand, and it just pisses me off. Yeah, but for the phone issue, I don't think you should have a reason to have to check unless you're insecure or you don't trust your partner or your partner is cheating. And if they're cheating too, well, I don't know what to say about that because I have not experienced it because I just don't have a reason to check my spouse's phone, and vice versa. He don't have a reason to check it unless it's needed.
Mhm.
But
Awesome.
it's not
That's
very
how it should
healthy
be.
to be doing that though. It's not very healthy.
No.
Mhm. Okay, I do have another question. Okay, we're blessed to have two beautiful ladies on the panel, who have relationship experience. So, with that, give me a second.
I'm in
Okay.
trouble. What are you gonna ask? Ask Sammy, please.
Oh, okay. So, I wanted to ask the question. Okay, it's actually a scenario. I want to give you an example of something, and I want to know how you're gonna deal with it. Okay, because Um, Isaac has a comment that inspired this. Okay, but I'll answer it myself after. But let's say a man comes home. This is nothing to the phone checking phone. But let's say a man comes home from work. He's worked 9 or 10 hours. He's very tired. He comes inside the house. He might be, let's say, he might look very, very upset or very, very cryy or whatever. Then you're looking after the kids, and the kids are very stressful. What would you do? If you asked your husband and he said he's okay, would you just leave the issue alone? Because the kids are stressing you out. In real life, you might just go back to your kids and forget your husband was ever crying or ever upset. What would you do for your husband who seems upset and come home from work and he doesn't tell you anything that's wrong?
Oh well, if you said you asked a question and they said they're fine, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you have to pressure them if they don't want to talk, But as a woman and as a wife, there are other ways you can go around it. Just try to be nice. I mean, the kids, when you talk about the kids, for me, the kids are not that much of a problem that you can't even concentrate on your husband or try to figure out what's up with your husband. They should not be that type of an issue because all they do is like play around. Yes, sometimes you might have to attend to them, but you can attend to them because I don't think a normal man would tell you not to attend to the kids or see that as a problem. You can attend to them, and as soon as you done with them, you can come back and try to figure out what's wrong with your husband in a very nice way. And if you insist and they're not, cooperating with you, they don't want to talk, you can give them some space. But while you're giving them some space, don't be too angry because they don't want to talk to you, because sometimes
Mhm.
that's the type of misunderstandings that happen. I'm asking you a question and you don't want to talk to me, and I want you to talk. You have to talk. Why are you angry? Because some people might think that, have I done something? But if it's a no, just relax, give them some space, come back and ask them and talk to them in a nice way.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
the way you talk also determines what their response is going to be, especially if they're coming home to a nagging wife. When you're pissed and you're coming home to someone that is going to make you more angry or is just as frustrated as you are, things become hard. You know what I'm saying? But if
Sure.
you're pissed and you're coming to somebody who is calm, who would take care of you, and who would say, hey, you want to go take a shower? I made you food. Do you want food? Sometimes we shouldn't rush on hearing what we want to hear. You need to be patient. You can't
That's
rush
true.
on everything. But the issue is that sometimes when men come in, let's say the woman is angry. Oh, hi. The person say, hey, good evening. As soon as they come in, the room, you guys, oh, did you get the thing that I told you to do without even preparing food yet?
Mhm.
It don't make no sense. You know, they came to their home. They should be treated like the king that they are. They should be welcomed. That's the place you can be welcome. You can go to walk and you get pissed by everybody, but when you come to
Yeah.
your house, it's supposed to be a relaxation area for you, a place for
Yeah.
you to relax, a place for you to have peace, a place for you to be happy and forget about whatever happened outside the house.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're coming at home and then there's somebody always ready to ask you, did you get the thing that I asked you? Why didn't you tell me this? And you didn't even say hi. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. Sometimes we gotta be patient and go about things in a nicer way. I know it can be hard sometimes with women, including me. I'm not excluding myself, to be honest, because I'm a human being and I make mistakes too. but sometimes I realize my mistake, and from that I do learn from them. So, but these are some of the things that we do. I did it. I'm not gonna lie. I did it a couple of times, but I realized my mistakes. But it's not.
Mhm.
And honestly, when you do it, you always see that the response is not nice. And if you're not patient, now you're gonna get angry because somebody responded to you in a very rude way. And now you're gonna get rude, and now conflict starts.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Amy, do you have anything to say about that?
When you were asking the question, you were kind of breaking a little bit. So can
Oh,
you
I'm
please
sorry.
repeat it again?
So my question was about, let's say, a husband comes home, he's worked 9 to 10 hours at work, very stressful maybe. He comes back home, he looks like he's cried or he's upset, and the wife sees it. The wife has got a lot of kids and it could be stressing her out, but she asks the husband, "Oh, are you okay?" And he says, "I'm fine." And I was asking, would you just leave it alone, or what would you do after that? That was my question.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
If he's crying,
Yes, he could
I
be
will be
crying.
worried because depend what kind of man it is. Some men are emotional and they cry, and some men are very hard to see them cry. So
Mhm.
normally when the man cry like that in front of the woman will be worried. But yeah, I will be worried, panicking, maybe thinking it's something so big, for my man to cry. But if I ask him what happened and he's not gonna tell me, I will just leave it. But I will be like really nice to him. Like depend what age the children are, and if they're like young breastfeeding children, and you have to change nappy and stuff, whatever. Then you have to maybe attend to the children if you have to change nappy or whatever you were doing. Finish with it. Then maybe still come back to him and be like, "Baby, are you so okay? Because you not look happy. Da, da, da. Would you like to talk about it, or did you want to eat and calm down? What happened? You're worrying me. Like you have to show them attention." Like you cannot just see your man crying and you ask him what happened and he said, "I'm fine," and you just like, okay, if you say you're fine, because you will think, if it's, let's just be real, it's easy to just talk whatever you think now, but when you're in the situation, yeah, Binta, you'll be thinking it's
Yeah.
something big, yeah, for you to see your
Yeah.
husband crying. So you must be like, "Baby, are you sure it's nothing? Please tell me, you're worrying me. What happened? You are crying, so then he might tell you, or he might keep saying, no, it's fine, but you're still gonna be sick. I will be sick in an hour, especially if I love the man. Like, but then you try to look after him, be like, oh, da, 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 So yeah, but I never been in a situation, but I'm thinking, I don't know.
I think
Oh no,
when a man is crying, like when your husband is crying and they just come back from work and you see them crying, I think it's gonna be really, really hard for you to concentrate on the kids then at that
Exactly.
point. Because then you're gonna be so scared. You're gonna be like, you wanna know why you crying? Let me know. Because
yeah.
now
You
you're
think maybe he
bothered.
lose his job or something big, I don't know.
Yeah,
True.
but even if he don't lose his job, something gotta make him cry. Especially African men. You and I know that they don't cry that easily unless it's something
Exactly.
very serious. So so it's gonna be really hard for you to try to concentrate even on your kids unless you hear something tangible, like a reason why he's crying before you can go and be like a normal person to go take care of your kids. But let's say he comes and he's not crying, but his demeanor changed, okay? um you can take care of your kids. You can ask him, and if he's not ready to talk, give him space. Then you take care of your kids, because then you're gonna have more time to talk to your man like a husband and wife.
Mhm.
Take care of them, maybe put them to bed or do whatever you want to do with them. Then come back and talk like couples, okay? And what happens to hey, you want to talk about it? They say no. Do you want some water? Maybe give them a little massage. Just try
Mhm.
to make them relax and feel like they have to talk about it. Not
Mhm.
because you're forcing them, but you're
Yeah.
making them want to talk about it.
And they
I
might tell
think
you, "I want to be alone." And when they tell you, "I want to be alone," you shouldn't be angry too. You can just say, "Okay, that's fine, sure," and just let them be alone for a while.
that's true.
True.
I think when I liked both of your responses, the reason I asked the question is because someone called Isaac in your comments, he left a really good comment about before a woman can be my wife, she has to be my best friend. I think when people get into relationships, in particular marriage, they can lose a lot of like patience with each other, and they can have a lot more patience with their friends. It's important when you're in a relationship to make sure that you treat them as your best friend, someone who, if they come to you in time of emotion, if they don't want to respond to you, you give them space, but then you're also able to treat them with some human dignity and patience, and be able to comfort them and like treat them nicely. I think some marriages can be very loveless, they can be very toxic. They can be spaces where the husband and wife might not even like each other anymore, but they're just staying together for the kids. But I think when you two were speaking, what's good is that you were talking about helping your husbands as if they were your friends. That's what I heard. Like when you're saying about you might give him a massage, or you might offer him water, or um you tend to him differently, but you're going to be soft in your approach. That's what I wanted to really zoom in on, is the fact that you guys treated them as the friends of the highest level, and that's what people can't lose in marriage. Don't lose that best friend aspect in your marriages, because it's what makes you soft for them. If you just treat your marriage as if it's just like, oh, we're in a contract, we have to be together, it can make you become cold. Sometimes you need that best friend approach, the warm energy, the soft energy, to come to someone, because
Yeah.
it will allow them to feel comfortable around you. It's no secret that for a lot of African people, we're very guarded. We've been told to maybe shut off our emotions sometimes because it will keep us safe. We're told not to give too much information to cousins because they might gossip. So with that being said, make sure that in your relationship, you are both warm to each other so that they can break down the walls. When you're soft, they will let down the walls for you. But if you're tough on them, asking them questions like, oh, why are you upset? Oh, you can't be upset. You're the man. You need to go out and get some money. I don't have time. Look after the kids when you get home. They'll just be like,
You
oh
need to
my
talk to
God.
me. You need to talk to
Yeah.
me. I'm your wife. You need to talk to me.
It's true.
It just don't make sense. And the thing is that all
I'll
these
be back, guys.
unnecessary
My children
arguments.
have to go to bed. Tomorrow is school. I'll be back, guys. Keep talking. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
So sometimes what happens is that some relationship is like the arguments that would lead to divorce.
Yeah.
Because listen, unnecessary arguments in relationship is very, very toxic. And when you get used to it, oh my goodness. And then because it's like today you guys are happy, 2 days later, everybody's sad. You're just separated. He's downstairs, you're upstairs. You're talking, you're angry at each other. And the next day you make up again. The following day you're angry again. It's just very toxic, and I feel like these are some of the things that leads to some divorces, because what happened is that when you keep arguing and you getting angry at each other, it will diminish the love you have for each other.
Yeah.
It reduces love, and people don't understand this. The more you make the house hell for each other, the less the love is going to become. You're not going to feel each other again. And people need to be careful of that. Even though we all make those mistakes, we kind of argue over stupid things, but try to make sure saying sorry is not such a big thing to you. And this is both men and women. Me, for example, a person like me, I'm always the last person to say I'm sorry. I'm always the last person to say I'm sorry. But hey, if I'm the one that made a mistake, I will always say I'm sorry. But there's always that person who has more I don't know, ego or pride to say I'm sorry. Yeah. But unfortunately, if two people, both of you have egos, and you're not saying, nobody wants to say I'm sorry, it's gonna be a problem. Because what happened is that you don't want to say I'm sorry. I don't want to say I'm sorry. Now we're gonna be in the house sleeping on the same bed without talking to each other for like a week. That's not healthy.
That's true. That's true. I think it's like you treat your marriage as if it's like a flower, Like, don't bring a fire to your flower, because you're just going to destroy it, The more you do that, you're just going to destroy it. So it's in your best interest, if you don't know how to communicate or to avoid an argument or to reason for an argument, you have to start learning, especially if you're in a marriage, okay? Because very, very soon you can develop habits and a culture in a household
Mhm.
that will lead you to argue because you're not exploring ways to avoid argument. With me, when I get stressed, I just take a nap. Like I'll just take a nap for maybe an hour, and then when I wake up, I'm refreshed, and we won't pursue it because that will give me time to really realize if the argument's worth anything. A lot of arguments aren't really worth arguing over, you know. Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
oh,
Mhm.
wait, my screen froze. Let me just refresh this. Yeah, so a lot of arguments, they're not worth pursuing. It's just the truth, but you need time to bring yourself back together. That's why we say a lot of the issues start with us as individuals. That's what me and Amy were just talking about at the beginning, is that a lot of the issues really start with ourselves, you know, how someone affects you. It can be to do with yourself, okay? Because if you have something unresolved in your spirit, it will come out during the argument and it can transform the argument levels above what the argument really is. So it's your responsibility to make sure that you have good problem solving tools. You have the tools to solve an argument in a marriage, okay? So that you don't develop a culture in your marriage that is about fighting and always wanting to be right. Don't fight to be right. You should fight to be happy, and that will lend you to make decisions that doesn't involve you getting the last word. That's why I say if some people are upset or unhappy, just go and take a nap for half an hour. Go in the bed and lay down for 30 minutes. Come back. You'll know the argument's not worth anything, you know, because sometimes we're just caught in our emotions. It can make us engage in fight. But if you rest your head, if you go out for a jog, maybe just get into a space that's not the argument, and you will see that it might not be worth arguing over, you know?
Mhm. Yeah. Hi, N. We can't
Oh,
hear you.
you're still muted.
Let me.
Family, I hope you all doing well.
Yes, we
Hello.
are. Thank you.
Fine, thank you.
This is your Ghanaian sister in the
Hi,
US.
welcome to my channel.
Hi. Yeah, first of all, I would like to say you are doing a good job. To Amijo, you are doing a good job. And I would say good job to you because we call something like anthropology. You represent the culture of Gambia. I, as an African, I haven't traveled throughout all Africa. Even Africa I am from, I don't know all Africa. I hardly know of Gambia. I didn't used to watch YouTube, but I learned something from you. I learned something from you. I have been learning a lot from Gambians, but I'm saying something. I learned something from you. In college, I did anthropology, right? Anthropology is using your culture to really speak up of a pressing issue, a big issue. Sometimes it's not only government officials who can solve the problems that we have, especially in our African community and society. We have to fix facts. There are some people who will never talk of their problems because society will laugh at them, even their own mate, they will laugh at them. But you are fighting the issue of early marriages. You're talking about it. It's not that it's only Gambia who is having this child marriages, but you are bold to talk about it. So I think you deserve an award from your country because you talk about it. You always say you are not shy to talk about it because such a person like you have to have a post in the government because look, you can talk about the issue and advise young girls that embrace yourself. It is not about cheap, luxuries. You have to work hard. I am 30 years. I'm 30 years. I have 2 kids. I'm in America and I'm doing my master's. I do everything by myself. I'm married and I'm always proud to tell myself that I'm a married woman. I'm working woman. I'm going to school. I'm learning. I'm being strong for myself, serving as an example to my kids. So anytime I'm doing something, I keep watching you talking about some of your child marriage. It's not that you don't have anything to do. That is why you are talking about it. But you are talking about it so that somebody somewhere will know that, look, what I'm doing to myself is not worth it. And it's about time that African parents or parents all over the globe have to accept the fact that these kids are our responsibility. They said discipline starts from home. Nobody asks you to give birth to those kids. It is your sole responsibility to take care of your kids. It's not the teacher's responsibility to see your kid being whoever they want in life. So sometimes culture affects the way women behave, especially in terms of marriages. We go after luxuries, even when we dump ourselves into problems. We still accept that failure that, oh, I don't want to get out of it because society will judge me. Oh, I don't want to talk about it because, especially on the camera. I want to look so clean. And one thing I really admire about you is how you use the music as introduction, the way you be dancing, to solve a problem. You see, you solve the problem. You use the music to calm down. And that is one thing I have learned. Whenever I am in a mood or when I watch Ghana news and it's something which is so annoying and pressing, I have to listen to some of our music, our cultural music, and I tell myself, like, look, this problem, there are many ways we can solve it. Some people have to speak up about it. You don't have to be shy, especially those who have been traveling through the sea. I did immigration, and those who have been dying on the sea, they have to tell our people that stop traveling on the sea. It is not going to help you. Those who went to early marriages, talk about it. Those who, when they came here, they saw culture shock. They have to talk about it. Let's all be realistic, you see, and be proud of our culture. In this way, we can talk about it. I don't believe everything is in the hands of the government to talk about it. It's not, oh, the Ghana president is not doing this, and the citizens are so lying low and relaxed. How can you give your life to the president? You have to take part of it. America, they fight for their right. That is what we came here to learn about. Sometimes we have human rights that we have to go for. It's not everything the government, oh, we vote them into power, and Ghana, they are shooting themselves, killing themselves, all in the name of one leader. You see, it doesn't make sense. Then when the outsiders come in, they see, oh, these people are weak, and they also bring DS. It's about time we educate ourselves. Sometimes some people in Ghana call me and tell me that, oh, you are looking beautiful. You are doing easy life. You are getting all you want. I keep showing them my video. Look, some are on the street on America. I have to be hard for myself. I have to be educated. I have to tell my story that I come from a village in Ghana. I come from the same place Wademaya come from. Wademaya will tell you, he's a young guy I know. I'm proud than him. But I have to, I'm very happy him doing that. And I have to tell them that this is the village I come from, where Wademaya has been showing. This is the same village I come from, where education, if you don't have money, you can't do anything. But some are too shy. They call themselves slave queen. They come outside, they wear some kind of lifestyle, and they don't want people to know their story. Hey, even if they are failing, they act like, oh, I'm okay. Everything is fine. Oh, how much you need? How much can you send home? Oh, don't worry. I'm cool here. Then the problems keeps revolving. So I admire you for how you use your anthropological skill, your culture. Your culture is something that I saw peculiar in you. You dance with it anytime you come. At first, when I used to watch you, I said, who is this? Dancing on YouTube, introduction. And later on, I said, wow, she is telling her culture. Then I came to learn about the Gambia. So I admire people like you. Keep doing you. There are a lot of people who will stop you. But remember what you started, why you started, where you want. You want a solution. Sometimes we have to tell a long story. So many people don't want you to talk because they think, oh, when you talk, you are a talkative. No, I'm supposed to be in a social service or social advocate because I know we like talking. That one I have admitted. social scientists, we like talking. We like looking for problems. Then after the problems, what next? After problems, we have to give solution. So in class, I can talk and talk and talk, but at the end of the day, you have to learn something. I don't like people. I don't care about the people who will stop you that, oh, you are talking too long, and they will say empty turns. You see, I will let you know that this is the problem. This is the solution. You better take part of the solution. Don't talk about the problem. Sit back, act like, oh, I'm not involved. The government have to do it. Then when they fail you, your life has failed, and the government, people, and family are going on with their life. So I admire you for your hard work. I admire Sammy. I admire Mr. Uganda. I've been watching all of you, your videos, and I want you guys to keep on. With you being strong, we can stop African problem. When African leaders come and tell us that we are talking too much, let us tell them that we are outside Africa. We are fighting for something. At least we have come here to learn. When I go to Ghana, I keep telling them, look, I have traveled to America. Yes. I'm a foreigner. Yes. I have learned something. Yes. I am coming to solve some of the problems. Sometimes I even disguise myself as an African American and act like I don't understand the Ghana language. So when you want to dupe me or trick me, then I tell you that, oh, I'm from Takoradi, I'm from Accra. And you'll be like, oh, you were Ghanaian? I said, yes, I'm a Ghanaian. You see your stupidity, how you want to put the whole country into problem, defense, and you want to just take bribe to let me in, even if we have something bad. Hello? You see? So whenever I go to Ghana, they keep telling me that, we know you want to fight for the people, but they don't understand that for every problem, there should be a solution. And we can say that through our culture, our own way of telling life stories. Some people will stop you, some people will love you, some people will join you, but in life, you can be a leader and somebody be a follower. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You want the attire? Mr. Uganda, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, I went to send the children to bed. They're lucky today. I was on this live video. They were still. My daughter went to bed, but my son was still up, of course, on his phone playing games, and it's after 11. I was like, what? So they went to bed. But one thing. So I wanted to say something back to what we were talking about people just not understanding each other as a couple nowadays. To be honest, I want to get married again, right? But sometimes I'm like, should I get married again, or should I just give up and just find a, and just marry to my duvet and just.
No. I mean,
married to the duvet because the duvet have no cassava, and I'm like, find a body duvet. Anyway, jokes aside. So what happened is, I feel like why marriages don't work now is, number one, the way marriages is now is from, how people, especially people from my culture, how they say that, oh, the olden days marriages work, but now the women don't want to get married. You hear this a lot in my community. They hardly will say the men don't, they always just blame the women for everything, in African community especially, or Muslim community especially. So, but it's not like blaming the man or the woman. I think it's number one, those type of marriages that used to work, like my grandparents kind of a marriage, and even my mom kind of a marriage, because my mom was in a child marriage too. Their marriages were like slavery kind of a marriage, just you go and buy your slave or what. It was barely any love. It was just you wake up one day and they tell you this is your husband, or you're growing up and they tell you when you're matured enough, you're going to this man, he's waiting for you, he's your husband, like what happened to me. And the matured enough, they're waiting for your period. If you're not lucky, you saw your period at 11 like I did, they think that you're matured enough. If you see it at 14, 15, you're lucky. They're waiting. The moment you see it, they think you're matured enough, when it's come to my culture. So then, and because the lot of, like my mom's village, barely ever the children will grow up to be 15 or 14, even until now,
without them knowing the husband, that without them having a husband for her. It doesn't have to be an old man. The old men marry them for second or third wife sometimes. But most of the time, it's like a young person, like their cousin. For example, like your age, you 20, they already have a 13 or 12-year-old that you're going to marry in the next 1 or 2 years, who is your cousin. That's how they normally do it in my Fana last village, wall of people, Gambia and Senegal people. So it's like those kind of marriages, you it's not like what we were discussing in the beginning, like this phone thing or this emotional things attached to it. It's just like a slavery kind of a marriage where you just go and listen and cook because you've been sent there to do that. So you don't even have, most of the time you don't love the man, definitely. And then we say in my Fana wall of, they will say that women, they still say that now, some of our men, especially the older men like my age and older, they believe that 100% that women don't love, they just get used to you. I don't know if you hear this before.
No, I haven't, but I can see where it comes from.
It's a Gambia and Senegal thing. I don't know other Africans say that. I don't. They'll say that women don't love, they lay mean. Jigen du bugu dafay mean. Women don't love, they just get used to you. So when you don't love the man, but you just get used to being a slave to the man, which is what they mean by just listening in so you can maybe go to heaven or drink milk in heaven or whatever, this, especially when you come from a Muslim part, which they always blackmail you with the heaven, especially in marriages. So then the woman become like just following the man and listening to the man. Then the marriage will work because the woman is just worshiping her slave master. There's no love. But now when there's love and the women, just know what love is, so you feel good, you love the person, then you want to protect the person and you want the person to treat you good because you love them. It's not like slave master kind of a marriage, just yes, sir. No. You know what I mean? So I feel like why, now that I explained that, I'm going to explain also the thing that why marriages don't work now, especially in our community, is for most time or are not happy, is especially after 10 years or after 15 years and stuff. It's people forget that even when you are married to someone, I'm thinking now if I get married again, So the person, for example, will think that I will think that because I married to the person, I even have problem with this person about this, and we're not even married yet, until I realize that I don't have to think like that. Like, because I will, for example, think like sometimes I'll have like a bad day and he will text me like hi, and I'll say like hi, and I'll be like, and he'll be like, okay, this kind of thing. He can tell when I don't text him like normal, like exciting way of texting. But I feel like when he asked me, you okay? I said, yeah, I'm okay. Or I'll be like, I'll be okay. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I'll be still like, why you not texting me? Like, to sue me, you're interested. Just what happened alone is not enough. I don't know. It's just like I'm looking for a way of blaming him for not looking after me when he doesn't even know exactly what happened. Like, I don't know how to put this, but I feel like people like forget that even me.
I think that's exactly the question that Mr. Uganda asked. When someone is upset, how do you approach them? Like when your spouse is upset, you get what I'm saying? Because Ami is talking, and you just said that it's like you kind of blaming him for what happened. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this when you might get upset from somewhere else, but you come home, and depending on how somebody approached you, you can just lash out on them or put all your anger on them because you think, okay, they're the right person to just, shout at and just bring all your frustration on them. You get what I'm saying? So, so that's exactly the same thing that Mr. Uganda was talking about. That's why when our spouses are angry and they come home, instead of because they can lash out on us because they're angry. I can lash out on my husband because I'm angry, depending on how he approached me. But if he was to come and he see me angry and he hold my hand, and tell me what's wrong, you don't look happy, even though I may want to lash out, but because you're talking to me nice and you're more patient, I
Yeah.
might be just like, and you can encourage me to talk more, you hold my hand and tell me that, talk to me, what is it,
That's what we're lacking.
talk to
So when
me,
someone
do you need something,
what
in a very nice way. But yeah, those are some of the things that we're lacking. That's why when one is angry, they will lash out on us, and I will lash out on you again. Why are you shouting on me? Am I the one that made you angry? Because I didn't make you angry. Now you're lashing out on me, but because I was also lacking in my type of approach, and lacking some patience. So now it's a problem. So some of the when you talk about the marriage, the olden days marriage, and now the marriage is different. That's because now ladies are more educated, and have a bit more experience, which is still different from the village, because you were talking about the village, which people are there, they can just look at somebody and say, hey, let's just keep this guy for so and so's daughter to marry her when she's old, when the girl don't even know what's going on. Then they grow up in their 15 or their 16, then they're telling them that this is your betrothed, or this is your gonna be your husband,
mhm.
and there is no love. It's like, but you will notice that women that are very experienced, like, have, maybe they have gone or communicated with different types of women, other women who are their same age, they may resist those type of marriages if they don't love the person. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Mhm.
you know Nowadays people know how to resist, to
Mhm.
say no, I'm not doing it. Some people will leave their family homes just because they don't love a certain man. But back then, it's like, there is not, like, they don't have that type of voice. You get what I'm saying? And they don't also have like the support. It's like everybody is just, I'm not gonna say against you, but it's in support of you marrying somebody because your parents know better,
Mhm.
Mhm.
instead of
Something
thinking
like
about love first, because love is very, very important. Like, I, I plan to get married when I at 26. Growing up, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get married at 26, but I got married at 22, and I don't even know how it happened. I was like, but the thing is that with me, I had like about 5 suitors wanting to marry me at the same time. So I was really confused. And one was my cousin, which all my family wanted me to marry him. And oh my God, he is amazing. Me and him grow up in the same house. So for that reason, I see him as a brother. But people don't see him like that. People wanted me to marry him. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I see him as a brother. It's not like I don't want to marry him because he's not a good person. But that love of a brother is different from a husband love. Because I used to be like, oh my God, how can I sleep with this person on the same bed? Hell no. But the good thing is that I had parents that would not force me,
Mhm.
because those parents also were very experienced. They went to school, they're also very experienced, and they know what it means to love someone. And at
That.
the end of the day, if I mess up, it's gonna be on them.
Mhm.
So they supported me, even though they would have preferred I married that person. But I saw all those men and choose one person. This is the one I want to marry. This
Mhm.
is the one I love. Now, if anything happens in the marriage, it's on me, because I decided who I love. But
Mhm.
back in the day, our women don't have that kind of voice, and they also don't have that type of support. Now, the problem that we have in the recent day marriages also is like the expectation.
Yeah.
People expect too much, and young girls are not very educated about marriage. Like in Africa, the only thing you need to do is, oh, get married, get married. Nobody talks, like, parents don't sit their young girls down to talk to them about marriage.
Mhm.
How many African moms would sit their girl child down to talk to them about, when you get married, this is what marriage is all about. This is what I went through with your dad. You might see these things happening, but this is how you can handle it. You don't see it. So people just go into marriage blindly.
Mhm.
And anything you find there is either you can handle it or you can't handle it.
They'll just tell you marriage is you have to win. Bearing marriage,
Yeah.
big pain.
that's something that I always talk about too. I was telling my husband, I'm like, marriage is not a do or die affair. But some people think that marriage is a do or die affair. As soon as you get in, you have to condone anything that you're going through. No. If you can't take it, you gotta leave. You know? But there are steps to it. You just don't get up and leave also, you know? There's a lot of things that are involved in marriage, and this social media marriages is what is pissing me off right now, because so many people so many people get into marriage and they're expecting what they're seeing on the media. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying these fake relationship, beware of them. There's too many fake relationships on the media. You know, people come on the media, you know, doing lovey-dovey as if they have the perfect marriage. There is no perfect marriage. You know, oh my God, my husband bought me this, my husband that. And stupid me, I'm there saying, oh, I wish my man was like that.
Yeah.
Not knowing that this person is making you see, once it's letting you see what they want you to see, not what you need to see.
Oh, it's
So
true.
many people are going through hell in their homes, but when they come on the media, it's a different thing, because they want you to see whatever they want you to see. Very different. And so people have to be very mindful. So the reason why I'm talking about this is that I used to watch a lot of relationship channels. And when I'm watching this channel, I like to go through the comment section, and you need to see, like, especially women, this comes more from women saying, oh, I wish my man can be able to buy me stuff like that. I wish my man can love me the way he loves. Look at the way he looks into her eyes. And unfortunately, most of those social media relationships that I've been watching, I'm telling you guys, they crash. I'm not going to mention names, but a lot of relationship channels that I watch crashed right now. They're not together. And what happened is that these people will post videos, relationship videos, you know, today, next week, they say, oh, we're here to say that we're getting separated. Now, you should know that something is going on for a very long time that you were not seeing. People don't get separated like that, especially in marriage. Separation or divorce does not come like that. But sometimes this social media thing becomes a job for people. You gotta do what you gotta do to make money.
Of course.
So if me and my husband have to kiss each other to make a paycheck on YouTube, we're gonna do it. And then when we're done doing it, then we can go back to our normal health. You get what I'm saying? But people don't understand this. You're always wishing to be another person, or you're wishing your husband or your man to be another person. You commenting on people's posts. I wish my man is like this man. Look the way he's looking into her eyes. Oh, he loves you so much. Oh, I wish my man is this. I wish my man. And men also saying, oh, I look at the way the woman is treating this man. Lord, look at the way you serve your man. Look at the way you don't even know if this woman serves this man offline.
True.
But you have so much expectations because you're looking at other people doing it on the media, and you guys are killing each other in your house without knowing like the real deal. These are issues that we're facing right now, and I get so pissed when these marriages crash and they're separated or they're divorced, and then people come on the media again, they say, oh my goodness, I would never have thought this would ever happen. They love each other to death. You know, and still our eyes are not open with all this happening. People need to be educated about marriage. There is no perfect marriage. Everybody will have like a bad day in their marriage. Everybody argues in their marriage. Everybody will have a day that you just don't talk to each other. You're just angry at each other. When we make it look like these people have a perfect marriage and there's not even a single hour that they fought, it's not possible. Marriage is not easy. There's a lot into marriage that is portrayed on the media. It's not only about the media. The media is showing you the fake side of marriage and what people want you to see.
True. That is perfect statement. Mr. Uganda.
Yes.
Today you're learning, your life lesson, the marriage lessons.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask, because it's good that you allowed like an open discussion. A lot of us can get some good wisdom, we're all people with different experiences and we're all people have different perspectives. You never know what we've been through or what we've seen happen to other people. So it's really good with these questions because we can provide an insight that you might not have expected from us, you know? And I think we all leave with something good from listening, you know? Because I feel like I've learned a lot here, you know? I really have learned a lot. And yeah, for you, Amy, is don't ever be scared to enter into a marriage. I think it's a different sort of friendship, you know, and it's one that the creator wanted every woman to have and every man to have, you know? Like no one should ever feel like they can't have that level of relationship. So don't be scared to get married again because it's yours to have. We just have to pray that you'll receive the blessing, and we have to make sure you're also ready for the blessing. Because with blessings like marriage and meeting a good person, a lot of people pray for it, but are a lot of people ready for it? I was just listening to another YouTuber, and she was talking about when she was single, she was actually praying to the creator or like God or whatever. Stuff like this is about making sure you're ready to receive a blessing.
Mhm.
There's bits in I know that we're not Christian and stuff like that, but there is a bit in the Bible which says you don't give pearls to a pig because you know the pigs they can't recognize cows, you know? Pigs don't recognize a good thing when they see it. The same is true of some people in this lifetime. A lot of people want good things, but are you just a pig? Some of people, you're not ready to receive blessings. If a blessing was dangling in your face, would you be ready to accept it? And would you be ready to receive it? So, as much as we want from other people, because we think other people might not be there, we have to also make sure are we also there to receive the blessing? Because the jewels and the pearls, the creator is ready to give it to us. We just have to be ready to receive it. And that's just the truth.
That's the reality. I just want to say something about that because a lot of us are afraid for to receiving the blessing, as you call it,
Hmm.
because they've been hurt so many times, or
Yeah.
they just this hurt doesn't have to be necessary like a love hurt even. They could be just hurt by life, like someone like me, for example. And I have both. I have the child marriage hurt, and I have the cheating husband hurt, and I have the just hurt from life. But and then it can make you afraid in a way, like number one, you might be afraid that someone might hurt you again. Or for my case, I'm not like I'm afraid that the man will cheat on me or something. But I think I'm sometimes afraid that the man will the man will not know how to give me back what I can give him. Like how to, because I don't think like the man might cheat. I don't think of that much, but that might happen. But I don't think of that much. But I think of it like I think it's not just cheating that can ruin my relationship with a man. Like even if I have a man who is not, because I'm Libra, like I'm October, like all right, and I do tell you guys that even though I've been through all these child marriages, I never experienced like a love, like proper love, where I just relax and enjoy the word love. And I'm just gonna say that for some people that commenting, thinking that I'm needy or something, saying that over the years I talk about love a lot, and I used to listen to love songs more even 2 years ago, Gambian love song and Senegal love song. I love love song, but some people think that they commented sometime, that oh, if you are needy, you're not gonna have you're not supposed to be needy. Okay, I don't see it as I'm needy. I'm just like forward in everything in life, love, honor. You should know me by now, yeah. But I feel like some people want something also, and they're afraid to say it or even look ready or look towards that way because they feel like they're too proud, so they have to pretend like they don't want it, and it's just gonna happen. Anyway, that's a long story, but I feel like for me to have a man that that can hurt me next, hope not. I think it doesn't have to be just cheating. Like I feel like a lot of men now learn a lot about cheating. Like a lot of men like my age or someone little older than me cannot like just randomly cheat on me and stuff. I don't think so. And I feel like, and also something that can break the relationship, it doesn't have to be just cheat. For me, I feel like Even if I have a man who doesn't cheat, but he's not gonna be there for me. Like he doesn't know how to cuddle me and show me love and listen to me, when I'm like needing someone to talk to, and like agree when he's wrong. If I have a man who always just blame me for everything and never have time for me, all his time is for work and sleep, and just maybe like just barely give me time, and just like not listening to me, I'm still gonna feel alone. Like, because I'm with you, I don't want to talk to another man, but then you don't have my time. Or I have to maybe talk to friend. Talk to friend is good, depend what kind of friend you have or what you're going to be talking about. Because if you have a friend who, when you met them, you're just complaining, oh, my man don't give me time, he's only working, my life with him is just maybe like in the bedroom and that's it. A lot of relationships are like this. I hate this kind of relationship, by the way. I don't care how good your cassava is. If you're going to be only you give me the cassava time, carry your cassava, go. I would rather go and buy cucumber and put condom in the cucumber.
Oh my god.
Before anyway, but subhanallah, I hope children are watching. Anyway, jokes aside, Mr. Uganda, it's funny, but this is what happened is, if you meet somebody in the future, just like lot of women will have like a rich man, for example, or like a tall, big, handsome looking man with even a correct cassava or whatever. And for example, some women that know how to talk to two men together, at the same time. I'm crazy. I don't know how to do that. Because when I like someone, I'm just like all about you. I'll just tell everybody else, I'm talking to someone, stay away. But they will end up choosing, for example, the one that is even like not as wealthy or as attractive as this other one, because this one is the one that know how to listen to them. Women know and want a man that will listen to them, and show them that they're important, show them that your emotion valid. I validate your emotion. What's the word? Like, show the woman that she's important, and don't try to always blame the woman. If the woman is complaining about something, listen to her and make her understand that you understand this is, she's not happy about this and you're going to do something about it. And even apologize if you have to. Don't just tell, you're complaining there. You're always complaining like I'm a job there. Oh my God, what's happening? Why are you always complaining? This is not even nothing. This is not even nothing you're complaining. And not that our men do that. I know our women complain, just women in general complain. But sometimes what we are complaining is the truth. Don't you think so? If you have someone who is always complaining, instead of telling them they're always complaining so they can complain more, why don't you listen to them? Why they're always complaining? Calm down, take a deep breath, and listen and put yourself in the situation. And you'll be like, they're right. To be honest, A, B, and C is not something I should do. But a lot of our men think that the woman, whatever she says, she's complaining. They call you nag. Nagging woman. I hate nagging woman. They use this to shut us down. And when someone is not happy, she cannot provide you this good thing that you were talking about, you coming to work crying. If the woman is not happy, they'll be like, fine, the barrage. What are you crying for? Who cares?
Yeah.
That's, when the children run, for example, my dad is here and the dad is crying, they'll be looking at him like, I wonder what he's crying for. He can die for who I care. This man, if he die, I'll be happy. I'm tired of this man. And just don't care you're crying. But if you're good, if he see you crying, he'll be shaking, like, oh my God, what happened? So that's why I always say, our men, you have the ball in your court here. Until you change and treat us like what we deserve, we will never have peace. We will talk about relationship. Every African woman you go, we talk about relationship because we love relationship. We don't want to be prostituting ourselves to death. We want to just get married for you alone. I'm going to scream now. Just love us, care about us, sex us correctly, play with us, kiss us, buy us flowers.
Binta, stop laughing.
A chicken just because you have cassava now. You're like, the cassava is enough for you. Why you expecting me? We don't need the cassava alone tearing us down like a sick horse. Play with us, calm down, make us feel beautiful and important. I'm going to drink water before I die. Talk, guys. Let me take a break.
So who are you talking to? Are you talking about African men or men in general?
African men. Who have the cassava apart from African men?
You go, yo.
Sorry.
Oh my God, you're not serious. Well, I think I agree with what she said. men want respect always, but women also need to be listened to, you know? Um, it'll be very nice and we'll make a lot of progress if men are also listening to what women say, and just make your woman feel like she have a voice, you know? Make her feel like, hey, she's worth it. But if you wanna slide away everything that she says, like I'm the man, it's not gonna work. Even whether they tell you or not, it's not gonna work. Some people will not tell you, but you have to also consider their feelings. You know, some people, because a woman is not complaining, they think it's okay. Then the complainers becomes the naggers. You get what I'm saying? But that's not the case. The person that is quiet could be the one that is even more like hurt by what you're doing. So we need to listen like really well. So when Amy talked about sex us correctly, so I listen. I was, I think, was it on, I was talking on somebody's, is it Facebook Live or YouTube Live? I don't know. I'm like, the sex is very important to women. I'm like, sometimes African men, they kind of like slack on that area. You get what I'm saying? Even though they keep complaining about the women, but they also do slack, you know? Because um, it should be okay for a woman to say, hey, I don't like the way you touched me yesterday. This is how I like it. You know, sometimes I feel like we need to be taught about what our partners prefer. If you cannot figure it out yourself, it should be okay for somebody to teach you what they prefer. Don't just assume whatever you're doing is the right thing. Okay? I know that this conversation is about to get really spicy, and and I'm very shy. I'm a shy person,
Don't be
so.
shy about it. You're married. It's fine. You know, it's not like you're ranching here. And you know what happened here, Jangha? It's like some of them feel like because they have the cassava. Actually, it's African men. Our men do say this to me a couple of times that, oh, you guys are complaining about the man going down on you and playing. You think we are white men? We have already what you need. After you have all this, what else you need? They're so wicked that they think that because they have this cassava thingy, they don't have to give you another place so that they can just tear you down and you have bruises.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, how are you gonna think that just because you have this
All that comes to communication, and there's something about
Yeah.
African men. There's something
Mhm.
about my African men. Of course, you guys know I love you. Like, I love and respect you guys. So I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna offend you. But there's something about them that let's say I prefer, like, you know, maybe, you know, you having good time with your husband, but I prefer you to do something else other than just intercourse, you know. Or I say, hey, I don't like the way you did this, you know, maybe can you spice it up by doing this. Sometimes they will feel like maybe you think I can't do it, you know. It's like the ego, like you're feeling that they're not satisfying you. Like, we should forget about the ego. Sex is as important as you want your woman to respect you. It's important too, and we need to be, let me close this door, the kid, and we need to be able to satisfy each other. As we say, men should satisfy their men, men also should satisfy women the same way. Okay, do what the woman wants you to do. If this is what makes her happy. And something that women don't understand is that not that they don't understand, but a lot of men are not educated by it. Is that most women, like 75% of women, do not get satisfied just by penetration. You get what I'm saying? You gotta play with them. If they wanna play, play with them. Period. Do what you're supposed to do. Let them do what they're supposed to do, and boom, you guys are good to go. But in marriage and in a relationship, I would say in marriage, because marriage is the right one. In marriage, sex is important, just the same way you want that respect and you want that woman to take care of you. You should be able to satisfy them at the same time too. So, um, let's be mindful of that and ask each other questions, which African men don't do. When we sleep, when we're in bed, we have intercourse, ask each other, how do you feel? You know? But our men are not educated about that, like asking how the woman feel, you know? Are you satisfied? Did you like it? You know? Say nice things to each other before you guys go sleep instead of just making love and then you turn your face and sleep.
you know why
Because normally men get really they get really relaxed after making love, so they can sleep
Yeah.
very quickly. I can be up like all day. As soon as my husband, he will just sleep. I'm like, wake up, I'm
No,
not sleeping yet.
yeah,
Wake up.
it's because the men, when we like release, it makes us feel tired, you know? Like when we release, it's like it just makes you want to go to sleep. So
I'm the same.
it's true.
But you know, Binta,
Yeah, they get really tired, and they're so relaxed to the extent that they're sleeping. And sometimes a lot of women don't understand this. They will think
Mhm.
that, oh, as soon as you're done, you're just leaving me, and you're just sleeping. I don't like it, and they can get offended by it. So know how you're going about it. You get what I'm saying, and not just keep sleeping every time. If sleep, maybe cuddle your partner, 'cause, I might sleep because I sleep faster than you, but just cuddle them and you can sleep along. Who knows, they sleep along. But some women feel like, because a lot of African women keep talking, as soon as men are done, they just sleep on you, you know? It's like they don't have time for anything. But that's not the case. It's just that lack of understanding between us and our spouses.
I think something I want to add on to that is that with marriages, the four facets you need are faith, communication, good sex, and a
Mm-hmm.
handle on finances for a really, really good marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have some without, but those are the four you need for a really good marriage. I think what you were getting into with the whole um good sex thing, that's when you have both communication and sex. Because you could have the sex, but if you want the good thing that's going to bring you closer together, you can't do that without the communication. You can't do that without asking questions. And so people really need to start getting a handle on the things you need before you engage in intercourse, because there's just certain things you can't do straight away, like you can't just penetrate straight away for some people. Like for women, you need to be a little bit wet down there, and you also need to stimulate the woman more, because it takes longer for the woman to ejaculate, or whatever happens with the woman. It takes a lot longer for her to feel like she's tired. Women tend to go for much longer, but that's just something you have to talk with them about. Like they need to be able to communicate with you in those facets. And with Amy, you were talking about something with the men, just they might not want to listen to you, and they just say, oh, she's just complaining. I think that's very true. The communication definitely needs to be it needs to be taken a step up there. And yeah, I just get it. I think this is the perfect time to say that when you're dating, this is why you have to utilize your dating time to really get to know your partner. Finances aside, because good- some women can do without the best finances. So I know that's not central to a lot of women. Okay, like some of them, the famous people, they push a lot of cars and money and Gucci bags. The real women I know, they're not like that. But when you're dating a man, you have to make sure that you're communicating with him, because when you're dating, that's as good as the relationship will ever get. When you're dating, the relationship's going to be exciting. They're going to want to do this and this for you, but you also have to make sure you're asking them critical questions, to get to really, really know him. Don't just ask him what job he does. Ask him about, oh, what's your relationship with your mother? Do you communicate well? Oh, how have you been? What went wrong in your last relationship? Do you know things like this? You have to really get to know how they communicate, because if you just rush into marriage, you're in for a rude awakening. A lot of people haven't got the skill sets to be able to communicate. And you know this because when they're not good at communication, you're going to complain about the washing never getting done, the housework never getting done. Oh, they forgot to do this, and now like the sex isn't good. It's just all of these things are down. They feed into a lot of communication issues. So make sure that you're asking those questions.
Yeah, I
I'm
agree. I agree with you.
so nice.
Anyways, I agree with you, Mr. Uganda. Talking about communication, let's talk about finances. At least in marriage, okay?
Mhm.
Because like, do women really need to support men? Like,
Oh
is the
my
support from
gosh.
women gonna make a difference in some relationships? I don't know. Okay, let me ask. It's a question. You guys can answer it, and
Oh
then after
my
I can
gosh.
also.
Sam, you're gonna get people upset. I mean, oh, in a really, really, really traditional household, the man is the earner, the woman, she stays at home, she rears the kids, and you know, his money is our money and it doesn't go any other way, and he also has to supplement you, so money for you to do your own thing. I don't know. In the West, in the UK, it's so difficult. When you're in, like, Amy, you know about Essex or something in the UK. The houses over there can be very expensive up north, going towards Scotland, but still in England. It's difficult for the man just alone to work. So the woman's income belongs to the household. In a lot of families here, I see with a lot of the black families here, both the man and the woman work for the household to contribute to the household funds. With Asian families, their women can, a lot of the women in the wives, they can afford to stay home because the man earns a lot, you know? But I just don't see how a woman can stay home here because it's so expensive living here that it's necessary for both the man and the woman to come together to pay for the house bills, to pay for the utilities and all of this stuff. It's just, yeah, I just couldn't, unless you're earning a really, really high salary. I just haven't seen it in a lot of households here.
Uh-huh.
What do you think, Amy? Do you think that both the man and the woman should contribute? I mean, they should. I think the man should work, but in reality, what do you think happens in real life? In real life, what does happen for you?
I feel like number one, it depends what country it is, if it's Africa or here, and it depends in the what type of marriage it is. Like if the woman is okay to stay at home and the man is okay with it, or the man is struggling and know that the woman can be better off with working and they both share the bills together. It just depends on the relationship. But I think, for me, if I was to get married again, I like to use things for myself a lot, like because every situation is different, and people are different. If I was to marry again now, and my husband asked me to just stay at home and not to do anything, for example, not even YouTube, nothing, and just he will do everything. Uh, if it's like I love the man and he's good in bed, subhanallah, and listening to me and make me feel like, well, I will close my YouTube and break all my details and put them in the bin. I'm crazy when I love someone. Like I'm like a child, but I want you to also listen to me. But if I'm listening and you're not listening, that's when I find a break. And anyway, but I feel like depend on the woman. Some women, when they love you so much, they're listening and they're happy doing that. And some women don't like it. They're too independent, no matter how much they love you. I think number one thing in with the relationship is the fact that people want relationship to be like, they think relationship is this picture that you have to paint it like this, like because it's working like this for Binta, for example. This is how mine should be. I
Hmm.
relationship is not supposed to be identical for everyone. Everyone, you do what's work for you and what you are comfortable with. No one don't have to judge you for what you're happy with as long as you're happy. I think it's very important for you both to be happy, to keep the children healthy and the house healthy. So I think if I was married again, if I love the man and like he's good in bed and everything, like I said, I would be happy if he tell me not to work. I would just maybe try to do something or try to do some long walks and cook and clean and play my music and dance, and I would be happy with it. But some women they don't want that. Then you have to talk to the woman. But if the man is struggling for paying bills, I think there's nothing wrong with me going to work and he's okay with it. For me, I don't want, for example, if I have a man now, okay, for example, and the man don't stop me from working, he doesn't, and the man have a job that is a normal basic job. When he pay his bills, he's not gonna have much left at all, or even nothing left. I will say to him that I will go and work so we can share the bills. So I have little left to save and he can have little left to save. I will not be comfortable just because I come from a Muslim man. If he's good, because then you know he deserves it. I will not be comfortable just because I come from a Muslim culture, sorry. I will allow him to be working like a slave and he will never save penny. That is depressing. When you're working and you never see your money, your bank account is always empty. You don't know that's a depression. So I will go and work part-time, even maybe, or like 30 hours a week, or to contribute to the family. I'll be happily doing that, and we all just work together like friends, and do things together. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
My thing is that I think some women get scared of wanting to contribute in some areas only because if they, let's say they start to split everything for paying bills 50-50, it might now start a culture in the household where the woman now feels obligated to do that. And do you know, some women, they have a thing about they don't want to be seen as like the partner to pay bills. They feel like that's the job for the man. And the other thing is that, let's say, if we're saying the man is the lead, let's say, oh, because this isn't, I want to actually explore this a little bit. Let's say, because I've heard it online, I just want to put it towards you guys. Like, they say the man is the head. So if the woman starts to pay 50-50, can he still be the head? Because now you're paying 50-50. Are you also the head as a woman? Is it now man and the woman are the head? That's what I want to know. Because a lot of women have said this.
For me, I'll answer it first.
Well,
I'm married to answer. Winter, 2 seconds, please. For me, when I get married again now, like I said, if the man is good to me and the man is good in bed, this is important. Sorry. Then I don't care if I work 50-50 with the man. I love. Okay, you guys might not believe this, but because I always joke about it in my videos, but I love a man that is ahead in the house, and I say this all the time. And that's how I was with my marriages. My friends that know me for a long time, they know me. I used to listen to my ex until my friends get angry, like a 2-year-old. When I love a man, I want the man to be on top. I don't want a man that is like my son, who I can like tell what to do and going crazy. I want a man that will tell me what to do when he have to, but I will also tell him what I want when I have to, in a nice loving way. Like, baby, I really don't like this going on like this. Maybe we should do it like this and this, okay? So I will still love and respect the man, even if I'm paying 50-50. If the man is good to me and allow me to be good to him by not cheating, just loyal, normal, kind, loving man. So that's my answer to it. And you can ask Binta.
Okay.
Well, I don't like 50. I don't like 50-50. Not because I don't want to help, but I want like a man that would take their responsibility and know that you, like, me as a woman, me as a wife, I am your responsibility 100%. If I have to work, I will work. So women have to understand this. Just because you don't want 50-50 does not mean that you don't have to work or you don't have to support your partner. So just the fact that you're just walking and supporting that person, you're already contributing. Whether you say it or not, was it or not your household. But if a man wants to make it look like, oh, you have to contribute 50 and I contribute 50, I personally find that an issue. Like, and I've been saying that 50-50, I would never agree with it, because you're the man. You came and took me from my house, my parents' house. You brought me here, so you should be willing to do your job, take care of me and my kids, and I should be your support. That's how I say it. And saying that, I have a problem also with women, because we do hear stories when women will come to the diaspora and they will start building homes without the knowledge of their spouses. You see, that's some lack of communication here, because if I'm here with my husband and I'm walking and I start building a mansion at home in my name, and my husband is not building, or he's not able to do it because he has bills to pay, that right there is disrespect. But people do it, At the end of the day, what happens is that everybody will be like, oh, the woman have a house, the woman have a house. Then the man don't have a house. I don't know. It just doesn't even make sense to me. I thought it was you guys are supposed to be one unit. So whatever belongs to one belongs to another. But I don't condone taking advantage of your woman or their hard work because they made life easy for you, because men that have a problem with that too. They have a perfect lady who is supporting them in they can, contributing to the household, making sure you don't work yourself to death, making sure you don't work too much overtime so you guys can have a good family time. But what some people end up doing is that they be looking at other women to marry just because the burden has been released of you. You know, I find that to be a very big issue. And I think this reason makes a lot of women not trust men and not want to support their men to a certain extent. You get what I'm saying? Because some women have seen it happen in the African community, not Gambia, but African community in general, where you're supporting a man and they just go to Africa and just go get married somebody else because they have less burden, because your income is coming in and that's helping them a lot. So now they feel like they're financially stable to get married to another woman. I find that to be a very big issue. I'm not saying you shouldn't marry whoever you want, but you should be very financially stable without the help of your first wife to be able to get a second wife. You get what I'm saying? You should not use your wife's finances or their support, their help, to think that it's okay to marry somebody else. When you're marrying a second wife, everything has to come from you. It means you're stable, you can take care of both wives. Not because I am helping you to move the household, now you feel you're stable, now you can get married to somebody. Because these are some of the reasons why some women don't want to help men, because they've seen it happen to their friends and family. They've seen women that work hard to contribute to their house, and the man eventually gets married to another woman, you know? And this mess up some people's mind. They're like, oh my God, I need to be careful because I don't want what happened to Marie to happen to me. You know, she was there for her husband and this man didn't see nothing but to marry another person. So this will make some women try to control their own finances and not help in any way. And then it'll be like, oh, your money is our money, my money is my money. For me, I think the money in general is our money, you know, whoever the money is coming from. If you see yourself as one unit, anything you do, anything you guys get involved in, it will just be together, you know, and we will not disrespect each other. I will not disrespect you by getting properties in my name without your knowledge, or having you hear stuff from outsiders that I acquired properties. I think that's disrespect in a relationship, but it happens. I don't know the reason for it, but these are some of the things that are happening right now when women will get properties in their name and the men don't get anything. And what makes men angry about it is that they will hear it from outsiders, you know, or they will hear it from family in Africa that I heard your woman bought a house in so and so place. I heard your woman have this in so and so place. And they don't know nothing about it. But sometimes men will be taking care of a lot in the household to the extent that they can't even do nothing for themselves or for their own families. You get what I'm saying? And coming from Africa, you know that like most people, they have to still take care of their extended family or their family back in Africa, and also take care of their family here. You get what I'm saying? So when it stops you from doing so many things back home for your parents or your siblings, and then you find out that, okay, from people that your woman is having properties, you know, here and there, and your family or your parents are thinking that you are not willing to help them. Now you feel disrespected by your woman, but not only disrespected, you feel, I don't know. I don't know how people are able to do it. You get what I'm saying?
It's so bad.
But I do understand men when it comes to that. When you're doing everything for a woman, they need to respect you too, you know, and give you some dignity as well.
Mr. Uganda, you have any question you want to ask again? I'm gonna end this live video soon, maybe.
It's late over there. I'm surprised you're still up.
It's late over here, but I felt the need to. I wanted to stay and see this through. You know, I'm a trooper.
Don't worry.
I think this has been a very, very nice live. Like
He said, why men don't have 50-50 in the house? Who said that?
It was Nina, wasn't it? Oh, but yeah, this has been a really good lie. I feel
Yeah,
like in
I don't know. I
whatever
think that depends on
whatever
the man.
dynamic, a lot of us, I mean, a lot of people, sometimes they're not as privileged as to always have the man being able to work as the sole provider. A lot of the women will also have to work in some cases, even if they don't agree with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I think with that, you have to make sure that you maintain the good balance of the house. I think the issue is that when women start to work 50-50, in the back of their mind, they might start to lose respect for the man, because they might, like Binta said, the man's responsibility is to provide and to lead. So when you have to get me out of character to start working 50-50, it's upsetting me and I feel like you're not doing your job. So now I'm going to lose respect for you, understand? I
It's
think,
just maybe the woman wanted to disrespect you, looking for excuse to disrespect you.
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I think in whatever circumstance it is, you have to assess it all. Like if it's so expensive to live in the area, yeah, have sympathy for him. But in whatever case, make sure that if you're staying, because if you don't like the marriage, you can always leave. That's just the truth. But if you're going to stay, try to make sure that you keep a balance so that the man is at the head, because I know that a lot of women, they start leading, and that it worries me only because women, they've been leading for a lot. Do you know, we see in America, a lot of the women are forced to like lead. They're forced to lead their households. They're forced to be like mother and dad because the dad might go. You never know. It happens a lot of places. I
Mhm.
think that's a very, very dangerous path, because it makes a woman act out of character. And once people start to see you in the light of being competing for the lead, it will start to bring all of that energy to you. I think a lot of women don't want that energy. You don't want to be the lead, you don't want to have all of the stress of everything on you, because that's what happens with the man, when you lead, it falls on you. If the household falls, it falls on you. If you're unable to see a problem that's straight in your line of sight, it is your problem as the man, because the man's job is to lead. He's meant to pray over the house so that weapons formed against the house shall not prosper. So that if to protect the wife financially, to make sure the children are through, women should not be competing for that role. So yeah, I do think that any time I think if it's avoidable, try not to do the 50-50 thing. It can, because I'm just up. Do you know? Because even though women and men can say, "Oh, it's not going to change anything," I know how people think. It can
Mhm.
change the psychology of the relationship, and it's not so much what you say; it's what you think and how it will manifest in your life. Because women tend to think a lot. Like my mom, like thinks a lot, and women, they before they make big decisions, there's a lot of emotion behind it. So when they might leave the marriage, it's not because they just decide on a snap of a finger this marriage isn't working. They probably thought about it for 4, 5, 6, even 2 years.
Mhm.
So it's important that whatever dynamic you have in the relationship, you have to be able to consult your spouse and make sure that your minds are clear on the fact that, okay, at least if it's 75-25 or it's 50-50, do you still respect me as a man? Are you still willing to let me lead the household? Like, be vocal about how you feel about your spouse, because if you keep it all in, it's going to lend you to compete with your husband. You won't say it,
True.
but it will manifest in the marriage. And you're going to reap a whole lot of stuff because a lot of women don't want to lead. And that's fine. It's a very, very stressful thing. I don't think women want that stress. They want the man to take the responsibility and lead. So, in any case,
I think I'm just gonna interrupt you there, Amiba, because I think like depend on the situation of the woman. If the woman have like young children or like she's pregnant and stuff, depend on the type of job she's doing too. But sometimes it's too stressful when she's pregnant or dealing with young children.
yeah.
Have to work by force just to help you with bills. Depend in the
Hmm.
house you're living and how much the rent is, if you can afford it, with this woman or without this woman. But I feel like some women, they have like men that pay in everything, or even the man that own the house
Yeah.
and just providing food for you and clothes and whatever, and the woman still don't have no respect for the man. I saw it. So I think a lot of the women, or just a lot of people nowadays, as I grow older and my experience with relationship, I feel like, especially relationship now, from now on, I feel like people have to be mentally ready, like you said in the beginning, to receive that love, that relationship love, that long-term relationship love. Like,
Mhm.
people don't know that long-term relationship, it become like your children, and your brother or sister. It become like more like family, and like a more than just the and the, it become like you have to plan how you're gonna live for a long time, and it become like you have to know how to be there for each other when one is angry. It become like you have to be learn how to be committed and determined to be truthful. It become more than just the bedroom and the exciting part and stuff. It become like you have to be mentally ready to be in a relationship. I feel like nowadays, like from now on, this generation now, relationship, people have more option for love. Like, there's a lot of different kind of love now compared to the olden days, just man and woman married love. So now people have so many options, and people are too independent, and people get angry quickly now. It's like it's getting worse every year. People lose hope in life, lose hope with themselves, and that's why the world, people just killing themselves more now, and everybody is almost depressed and just going crazy. So I feel like people, most of the time, we don't have the kind of mentality that relationship need. Like, my English are not good. Sometimes it's hard for me to
Oh
explain
no,
what
I
I'm trying to
understand
say.
you.
You see what I mean?
I
Like, I
understand.
feel like a lot
Yeah.
of us that want to go into a relationship, and this is starting from me too, because I believe in relationship and love. Like, I don't believe in just sleeping with people who are not married to you, especially with my age and stuff. But I feel like we have to like do a lot of thinking and healing, and like learning how to love someone, even if you have to read some books, and just learning how to not always think of yourself and your feelings, learning how to listen to this other person, and learning how to offer them what you want them to offer you, and more, in hope of them just knowing that if Amy give me this banana, I have to give her back banana or apple. So hopefully he will be that kind of person, or she, instead of waiting for you to tell them all the time. It's not easy to tell this person. For example, you're in bed, you go down on the person and do what they want, and then you expect them to be like waiting for you to tell them, hello, go down on me too. Why should I have to tell you that when I already go down on you? They're enjoying, like, hey, baby, this is so good, I love you, hey, hey, enjoy. So why you expect me to be telling you, me too, it's my turn here, I'm waiting? You should just know it's your turn. Hello. So this kind of thing is just, I don't know. It's like, I feel like we just not mentally ready, because nowadays relationship is like what I said earlier on. It's not like my mom and her mother's relationship where they just child marry you and send you to go and cook and shut up till you die. It's like love. And whenever genuine love involved, genuine feelings are gonna involve, and genuine decisions, like the fair thing is gonna involve. This is what people don't know, especially our African community. They keep comparing this particular genuine love that need genuine feeling and fair
Yeah.
treatment, because it's not slavery by your slave child married love. No,
Mhm.
it's genuine love. They compare it with bio slave child marriage, kind of a marriage that my grandmother was doing. They're like, oh, our grandparents, oh my God, they get married, they never divorce. But you women nowadays, because there was no love, barely, hardly any love. So I feel like we have to understand that, and we have to know that if you want the person to make you happy, you have to learn how to make them happy. Watch how they treat you, treat them like that. You cannot be receiving 10 and then giving 2, giving 3. I'm not saying every time, for example, when you are with the woman in the bed, you should all the time like play with each other for 2 hours. Sometimes you're gonna just do like chicken sex, in the morning or whatever. Who cares? But you don't expect me, when I'm enjoying doing things with you, you are like, baby, I love you. Oh, I do. I love you, man. Enjoy. And then 2 minutes, you just jump on me like a sick chicken now from nowhere. You're so horny that you don't even have 2 minutes to play with me. You're like,
Okay,
just jumping on me, pushing me. I
enough,
feel like that's
Ami.
a user. And all these little
Ami,
things,
enough.
all these little things, this is important. It
Oh
makes the woman
my
is so angry,
God.
but she cannot tell you, because she's not like, I'm a comedy, just jumping on her break now, doing comedy, whatever. She cannot be like, baby, don't just jump on me like that. Come on, do this. But inside, she's so angry. And us women, this little thing can stay with us for days and months. And you keep doing it again and again. We're like, oh my God, not again. In our head, we start doubting, do you love us? You don't love us. Because us women, love is not all about buying us a car or telling us that, oh, the super kanja is so nice. No. It's important you give us cuddle, and especially in the bedroom. Don't be a user, lying there like a dead fish, enjoying what we're giving you. And then when it's our turn, you are like a sick chicken from nowhere. Now you're like a malaria chicken, just jumping. It's not gonna work. So I don't know. It wouldn't work for me. But anyway, guys, say what you want before we close. But
yeah. Well, you're right though. You're right. You know, when someone is giving you 10, you have to match it 2, or at least get a bit close. You get what I'm saying? And not somebody giving you 10, you're giving them 2. So that's true. Yeah. When it comes to finances, I just want like men to just remove at the back of their mind that it's necessary to do 50-50. You know, it's not necessary to do 50-50. If it's needed, yes, the woman can support you, but don't make it look like they have to. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Do your do what you're supposed to do as a husband and as a provider, and just make sure, and then get you a woman who will be ready to support you also. Because sometimes some people
Yeah.
will just get themselves involved with women that they know that this person wants what you have. You know, this person expects you to do 100%, and this person's money is their money, not your money. You still get involved, and then at the end of the day, when you go in the middle, you want things to change. No, we have to make our due diligence before we get ourselves in relationships. Okay, if it requires you talking about your expectations, go ahead and do it, instead of being in the middle of marriage and then you're not seeing what you're expecting. You know, we should kind of communicate those things, what women expect from men and what a man also expects from a woman. I think maybe that will make a big difference, because some people get married expecting so many big things that they never see. And who knows, different people get married for different reasons. You know, some people get married because they love you, they don't want anything from you. Some people get married because of financial security. Some people get
Can
married
I
to
say
you
one
because
thing?
you're very romantic.
Can
Yeah.
I please say one thing there, please, about the 50-50 thing? You're right. I forget to say much about that. I focus in this bedroom thing. You know, being alone and honey is not easy. Anyway, so I'm always honey because I'm alone. You know, I say it in my videos all the time. Not always honey, but to be honest, guy, I'm joking. It's not like I'm sitting here and my womanhood is thinking like going crazy. Sorry, people. Anyway, so you know, I feel like when I have a man and the man, okay, for example, if I was getting married again now and the man, you know, like, and we have to discuss about 50-50, especially if the man is African, I think you have to be very careful, because if it's an African man, I know Mr. Uganda is good, you know, that you feel like the man have to provide, you know, that's mean you are ready to look after a woman, you know, whoever the lucky woman will be in the future, that's good. But I feel like when you have a man and you feel like you don't want to like do 50-50, you want to like the man to do everything for you to just stay there and just receive like our olden days women, I feel like you also have to be ready to just not have much to say and do like our olden days women. I feel like it's not fair when you're like Ami Job, kind of a woman who just can jump her barrack on the man when things go wrong, and you expect the man to listen when things go wrong. But then at the same time, you want to do 50-50. You don't want to do 50-50. You want to be like a typical olden days woman and the man do 100%.
But Ami,
see what I mean?
I mean, listen, the thing is that how many African men can go to a woman and tell them that, hey, I want to marry you, you know, I'll take care of you, but we're going to do 50-50. How many women you think are going to marry you when you say that? It's not a lot of them. So
some say now, but it's not a lot. You're right, yeah.
Most African men will not tell a woman that we're going to do 50-50. It's that they are expecting it when they're already in the marriage, but not before they get married. Why do you think that when you're getting married, most of the time parents will kind of inquire, you know, what job is the man doing? Can he take care of you? Because they want you to be in good hands, especially if you're coming from not a rich family, but a family that at least you're getting most of the things that you need. They're providing for you. They also want you to get into another family that you're going to be provided with so many things that you're going to need. So that's why men will not ask or say to women that we're going to do 50-50. And I think that so many women, if you tell them that, they may feel some type of way about marrying you, because that is saying something to them.
Can I say something about that too? It depends what kind of woman it is, you know, and stuff. You're right. Some don't, some that alone will scare them. But some women, especially nowadays, they we learn a lot. As people like me, I read about relationship and stuff a lot too, because I don't want to keep, you know, like going into the fall marriages, you know, as I get older. But some women know that they have to talk to you about all this before you even marry them. You have to talk about how you're gonna look after the home, where's the money coming from, where you even gonna live, are you guys gonna marry another wife in the future? A lot of people like to talk about all this before they go into it nowadays. People are more open-minded. But I feel like why some men too? Because as much as I always jump on the men, you know, like in my videos all the time, to be honest, you know me, in my videos, you should know, I like to judge situation fairly. I don't like to take side. To be honest, let's think if I was a man now, me and you, right? And we come from this culture that the women will less staying, you know, especially this Muslim culture thing, you know, subhanallah. I shouldn't do that my fingers. I don't mean Muslim is not Allah. I hope you don't say it like that, subhanallah. So, okay. So, I mean, like the Muslim culture, and, you know, like you have to listen to your man and even like ask permission, can I go here? If he say no, you're not supposed to go. You know, like this kind of thing. So, if you feel like if you overdo it, the man is going to over control you. For some reasons, the people don't want to do it. They want to like sneak in that 50-50 thing, for example. And then now, the man is working, you're working, you guys may be having the same money or almost the same amount of money, but you don't want to do 50-50, but you want him to like not be able to tell you, you don't like, you want him to like, you're not going to ask him, can I go on pee, baby? And he'll be like, no, keep your pee. You know how the Muslim religion says that even when you are in a war and you are on top of the tree with your husband and your husband want to do the thing, you have to do, open your leg. Even if you're going to fall from the tree and die, you will go to heaven. You're not allowed to say no on top of the tree. You know, that's how they describe it, right? So you don't want to like listen to the man so much because you know that's hard, especially in this generation. And then you also don't want to do the 50-50, which is the independent thing, which is the not listening into the man 100%. The 50-50 bro, they're not listening into the man 100%, right? Let's just be fair. So you're going to say that you don't want the 50-50, but you want to not listen to the man 100% and open your leg on a tree and die when you're in a war and people fighting underneath and you're on top of the tree. You're supposed to open your leg as a Muslim woman. Then you do that and hoping you're not going to fall from the tree in the war and die. But if you're not going to like do that, then you should also do the 50-50. Don't you think so? But you cannot say that. If I'm in a war and we are on top of the tree, people killing each other with the cut, you know, like the olden days, you know, people do that, you know, our prophet time, cutting each other neck under the tree. I'm not going to open my leg on top because I'm going to fall maybe and die. No, you're like, hell no. I hope Allah will forgive me for this, but I'm not doing this. Too risky. Fine. Then you also don't want the 50-50. I think that's also not fair. So if you don't want the 50-50, then you should be able to open your leg on top of the tree and hoping that you're not going to fall and die. You know, this kind of thing. So this is why I am open-minded with the 50-50. Because I know if I have to do the 50-50, I would do it because I don't want to open my leg on top of the tree, risking it all for a basket. If I drop and die because I'm listening to Allah, what he said as a Muslim woman, which is why I don't have to do the 50-50 because Allah says so, remember? So, but I cannot listen to Allah that much, subhanallah, and risk it all for a basket, opening my legs on top of the tree because I have to not say no to my husband, even if it's a war and we are on top of the tree, like Allah said. So then, why should I not agree with the 50-50? Then it's not fair. I'm cheating on the man then. I don't know. What do you think?
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, though. But what I'm saying is that men should remove that expectation of 50-50. You get what I'm saying? Do not expect to have do 50-50 when you get married, okay? But get you a woman who will not only properly manage your finances, but also support you 100%. You get what I'm saying? I'm working. I don't talk about 50-50. And I always tell people, I believe I'm doing 100-100. Because today, if my husband is supposed to pay rent and he's short of money, maybe $300, he don't have to go work overtime to add that money onto it. You know, he don't have to borrow anybody. You know, the account is open for him. Go ahead and remove it, add it to the rent. That's what makes us one unit. You get what I'm saying? But take that expectation of 50-50 from your head towards your woman, okay? Just get you a woman who is going to support you 100%. I say 100 to marriage than 50-50. Because
Yeah,
when
50,
you're
50,
married, you
100,
put
100
your
is not
all.
the same.
Yes. When you're married, you put your all. You get what I'm saying? So when we say 50, you're gonna contribute this, I'm gonna contribute this. I don't know, for some reason 50-50, it just doesn't work with a lot of women. And when you say it, so many women will think, oh, now I'm a contributor just like you. They just want, even if they're doing 100%, even if they're supporting you all the way, they just want you to take the lead. And you should be able to do that, get your respect, take your respect back.
I think
That is true.
also men like to lead. Although it's not expressed, I think you're doing more for the man in the long run by pushing him to be the provider. I don't know how, I don't know why, but just know that it's intended for the man to lead and to be the provider, and you're going to reap so many good benefits. I feel like it's like, for example, when a child doesn't want to do work and you just enable them. It's like, if you let's say, if you hold the man back from taking the lead and from providing because you're scared that he might use his power against you in the marriage in a bad way. First of all, you have to communicate and make sure he's a good man, period. I think the issue of the man just expecting your body, then being able to hump on you, that's an issue with him as an individual, not knowing how to treat a woman. Whether the relationship is 50-50 or not, the body of the husband and the wife belong to each other. It is one body. So even if it was 50-50, I would expect my spouse to give the body to me. And if the spouse wanted my body, I would also have to give my body, because it's one body and it doesn't belong to either one person. It doesn't matter if the marriage is 75-25, 50-50, 80-20. That's what you sign up for when you get married. Your bodies
Can I just say
become one.
something about that, please? I
Yeah.
don't agree that whenever I want your body as a wife, you have to give me by force, and whenever you want my body, I'll give you. When I'm not in
Oh
the
no,
mood,
of course, yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm not in the mood to do it, especially if you annoy me, some men, they'll annoy you and they think that they have to just kiss you and give you the cassava and the annoy is gone. No, that's slavery. You annoy me, go and buy me flour, tell me sorry, massage me, clean my feet even, take me to cinema, calm down. Don't just push me on the bed, jump like a sick chicken and I just forgive you. No. And I also shouldn't annoy you. And then at night, I just start touching you and baby, and you just give it. No. I should say sorry, apologize. If you're not in the mood, I try to touch you. You say, no, leave me. Baby, I'm tired. Or you're like, no, I'm not in the mood. I shouldn't be like, oh, you're my husband. Give me that. You want me to go and get it? No. I deserve for you to refuse at that time because I make you angry. And I didn't even maybe apologize the way I should. I'm like maybe turning the whole thing to blame you, which most of us do. I don't know. I just see races differently. Maybe I'm weird, but what do
Oh
you
no,
think?
no, no. I think with your one, you are absolutely right. I think when there's a disagreement or you're not agreeing, then you're not really as one, because if you're one, you would agree because you're the same person. So of course, you can't just take someone else's body because that could be rape, Like, it's true. It obviously has to be communication, and that makes it one. That's what I was trying to get at, is that if you guys are truly one in a marriage, you should know when the right times are to be able to just, initiate sex
I
or
don't mean
not.
to interrupt you again.
Yeah,
I know exactly your mindset. You're born here. But a lot of our
yeah.
African men that watch me, especially our Gambian men that understand English,
Mm-hmm.
they have that mindset that when they marry to you, your body belongs to them, because that's how the
Mm-hmm.
Quran describe it like that. That's why I was talking about that the mango tree in a war, how much on the
Yeah.
tree in a war. So they think that as a woman, you have to open your leg anytime they need it. And it's not like that. Like, I know that we are Muslim, but they're not doing fully what Allah tell them. It's hard to please Allah
Okay.
fully. No one is perfect. But
I
sometimes when
think
it's
I
something
think
that
that
favors
depends
them, they
on the
want us to please
selfishness
Allah.
of the person.
Huh?
I think that depends on the selfishness of the person, and not
Yeah.
really like Muslim. You get what I'm saying? Or Gambian. Some people are just so selfish, and when it has to satisfying themselves, they will just do anything. They don't care about what you feel like or how you're feeling at that particular time. But normal people, people that have sense, and a normal man would not want to have an intercourse with a woman who is not ready for it.
Exactly.
Okay, even your wife, if she loves you, you love her. If she's angry, you don't want her to be laying down there when you're doing your thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So under normal circumstances, no normal man would want that. It's just that
Lot of
people that do
African
that
men
might
do
be
that
very
though, Peter.
selfish.
Lot of
Well,
African
that's
men do
why I
that,
say they
like,
must be
to keep you
selfish. They're
happy.
just naturally selfish if they're
Yes.
doing that. But nobody in their right senses or normal person feelings for other people would just do that. Because men in general, when a man is making love to you and you're not even communicating the same feelings, they feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sex also has to be communicated. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to be in the same mood they are. You have to feel the same are. You have to enjoy. You have to be smiling and be happy with them. But
Exactly.
you can't just be angry and then a man is sleeping with you. Some men though. Okay, I don't know how many men you know, but some men, they will not enjoy that type of sexual intercourse. To be honest.
Depend on the type of a man. If it's a man who like playing, who is not selfish, they will not enjoy it. If it's a chicken man who just looking for somewhere to get in, they don't care if you are half dead. They'll still get in there and be done with it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think the biggest theme of our conversation is that communication is key, you know? We see that if
Yeah.
the communication isn't there, it can really destroy facets of your marriage, you know? It can really destroy the sex. It can really destroy how you guys resolve fights and like how you guys raise your kids. It can do so many things. So I think with your particular issue, Amy, with like the man, that particular African man you're talking about, where they just feel like they can demand your body and you have to give it, you have to really assess. You have to really assess how well they are at communicating, because they may do that one time and you don't like it, but if they're not a good communicator, they don't know how to take the criticism, and that's where you have a problem. So before you enter into intercourse, you have to make sure you're discussing with them and also checking whether they can receive criticism. A lot of people don't like to receive criticism because they feel like it's a huge blow to their ego. A lot of people feel like they can't do any wrong, but a lot of people have to be humbled. This is like what I was saying before, like receiving a blessing. A blessing can also knock you down and humble you as well. And that's just the truth. Not all blessings are going to be the ones which are like dangly and rubies and diamonds and like gold and like cars. A lot of the blessings are where the God or the creator, the name we're using, kicks you when you're down. Why? Because he wants to humble you so that when you stand up, you appreciate what you had learned. And that's what a lot of the men need to do in the relationship as well. Don't just expect the blessing to be that the wife is good. The blessing will also be in the form of your wife checking you because she wants you to be a better husband and in turn a better man. The man who is able to lead the household, and also garner the respect of his wife will gain much favor and glory with the creator, because you're able to assess when you've done wrong and act upon that. You won't always have a nice smooth road. A lot of the marriages have speed bumps, they have hurdles, you know. But the man is, you're able to recognize and see when you're facing an issue and navigate around it, you know, with the creator's help. And that's what I think you need to do with your particular man, Angie, is that if, let's say if your man was in the relationship and you didn't know he was a bad communicator, you have to really plead with him to pray, because he needs to really see why he needs to be humbled. The problem with pride is that it can let you destroy yourself without you even knowing. If the man
Yes,
isn't
and
able,
our community is full of that, especially our men. A lot of Gambian men are too proud.
yeah, that's the truth, and I think they don't recognize it at the time. They often get to old age. They wait until they're old to be like, "Oh, I was wrong," but by the time they're
Yes,
old,
a proud
they've
man
already.
can never enjoy a woman fully, can never have a happy woman fully. So you're going to
It's
be
true.
miserable forever just because you're proud. That's stupid.
It's stupid. And I think with the pride is that the reason why pride is so frowned upon in the Quran or the Bible or any religious text is because pride is something that can lead you to destroy yourself from the inside out. And
Mhm.
that's why any opportunity that someone, a wife or a child, takes to respectfully tell you, I think you're wrong, you have to be willing to look upon that and really pray about and inspect whether you're the issue. Because if you don't like to think you're wrong, if you think you can never do wrong, you are going to destroy yourself. And for the husband, it's the worst thing to do because the husband is the head of the household. So if
Mhm.
he suffers from pride, it will naturally bleed into every other asset, every other facet of the household. Because if the blood in the head is toxic, it will also move around the body and it will travel
Mhm.
to the arms, it will travel to the legs, it will travel to the buttocks, it will travel to the back. The toxicity will travel everywhere. So
True.
that's why I really advocate for people who enter into spiritual marriages. Make sure that because you have to make sure that they know how to that they want to be able to pray. Because a lot of people don't know how to pray, it's true, but at
Mhm.
least they have to be willing to pray for guidance. So if the man isn't
True.
communicating, yeah, you have to really tell him because it's either you know how to pray because we entered into a religious marriage or whatever. Either you know how to pray, you know how to correct yourself, or you're going to have to find another partner because being your slave, being your punching bag is not my portion. I'm destined for much greater, and someone else is going to appreciate me. I'm the blessing that you didn't recognize. I'm the jewels that was dangled in front of you, and because you were too much of a pig, you've missed out on me, and now someone else will enjoy me as their blessing. And that's just the
Mhm.
sad reality. It's the sad reality. Communication is key, and this is why. Because it's going to save a lot of marriages, but it also be the reason why a lot of marriages don't work because you don't know how people don't know how to communicate.
That is true. You make a very clever point there. But I also think like people nowadays, like I was saying earlier on, our generation nowadays, like at people younger, like your age especially, people should view marriage like this. Like, know, study the kind of person you are. For example, know if you are laid back or not. I think if you are in a relationship and you're not laid back, don't worry. You're gonna be jumping her body worse than Amijo all the time in the relationship. You have to know, like for example, are you laid back? Are you someone that who can see a room uh, with someone can and have roommate and be happy and chill and understand that sometimes the roommate might be like a job hungry roommate who doesn't maybe clean the toilet when they have to, or like who doesn't like sleep on time, like make noise at night sometime, or like just who doesn't put things correctly like the way you want it all the time, and you have to be ready to accept that because you know that this comes with having a roommate. If you know that you cannot take that, you're not that laid back, you're so picky with life and grumpy and just going crazy and OCD, ZQCD, this kind of thing that people have, QZT, OCD thing. If you know that I'm somebody that I cannot stand living with a roommate, then why you want to have a permanent roommate? Because this person you're dating and want to marry, they are going to be like your roommate after you leave each other for a while. But they could be like a best friend kind of a roommate, someone you get on with. But they're still going to like mess up the house, for example, or do things or cook, not clean the kitchen or something that can annoy you, you know? So you have to know if you are laid back to be able to still maybe like, even if you're going to be complaining, you're going to complain and move on like Amijo. You're not going to be like, every little thing, you're like, I'm packing my stuff, I'm leaving, I'm done. Like I do that in relationship. So don't think that I'm in relationship, I don't pack up. I do. I do that in the past and I'm still gonna continue doing that. Depend what is it. But right now, if I have to be in a relationship, the person have to be very patient with me and the person have to be good, honest, kind, loving, suing me what I'm given. But the good thing about it is that I am not embarrassed for telling the partner who I am. Because number one, I am in my videos all the time talking about who I am. Two, the partner, I am open with them even more than I am in the video. And I'm not ashamed of, like what I've been through and sometimes, this that it makes me do. But a lot of us didn't go through child marriage or child trauma, whatever you call it. But they still have life pain or what they want in life, they don't have it, or how they want to look because of the social media or whatever, or some depression somewhere. So they're still gonna be like that difficult roommate to you once you start living with them. So I think it's good for us to start telling our partners that, okay, if you know that you're not gonna be that laid back or easy or perfect roommate, tell your partner, okay, I'm not gonna be the perfect roommate, but I really love you. I want us to know that we can work on this. As long as you don't make me the worst roommate by giving me the reason to be, as long as you're ready to be a nice, honest, kind, loving partner, don't lie to me, don't try to mess, my mind or mess things. I'll try to be the good roommate, but sometimes expect me to be the bad roommate who cannot clean the kitchen or the bathroom when I have to. For example, like, don't be so ego, like you were saying about the ego, to make them know that you're not perfect. I think because a lot of us are so ego and think that when we tell this person that we're not perfect, they're not even gonna marry us or they're not even gonna want us. They'll be like, hey, okay, go and sort yourself, goodbye. Some might say that, but it just means that they don't love you enough or they're really not looking for a relationship. Every genuine person that will love you and also are looking for relationship are clever enough to know that they cannot find a candle person who is correct like a candle, cannot do anything wrong, already made like a China made person. They know that they're gonna find somebody who is gonna have some issues if they're genuine. Any person in this world that pretend like they don't have no issue, they're not genuine. If they're genuine, they're gonna tell you, I have one or two issues. These are my issues. Or even if they don't tell you the issue, they'll just tell you, okay, I have one or two issues. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna try to be better. Like, and if you are wrong, then it's easy for you to confess because you already warned them from the beginning that you're not perfect. And they will even have more confidence in you, knowing that, okay, they also not perfect. They might even tell you, me too, I'm not perfect. That's fine. No one is perfect. Da, da, da. We have to be more open-minded and stop being scared when people tell us the truth about them. This is why people lie to us a lot. When someone tell you that I'm not perfect, for example, I jump her breast sometimes, you're like, oh, find a better Amy, goodbye. I don't have time for that. Go and heal yourself first. You heal yourself first too, or we heal together. No one is perfect here. Everyone has malaria and there's no paracetamol. Unless you're faking that you don't have malaria. We're all sick. This is 2020. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed soon, but yeah, what do you guys think?
Well,
Yeah, it was.
I mean, wait, I actually have to go bed now because it's just getting so late over here, and I have to wake up at like 6 o'clock and like to get started at work. But
Yeah, me too. I should be
yeah,
going to bed. Yeah.
I mean, okay, just to touch on your point quickly before I go, I think, yeah, it's just the communication and it's being true in your communication, not only being real in regards to someone else, but also being honest with yourself. I think I think it's coming to a point where people don't want to be in fake relationships, but in order to be in real relationships, you have to be real with yourself, you know? And you have to be willing to be real with your spouse, no matter how uncomfortable it makes you. It's your duty to the relationship and more importantly to yourself that you're honest because otherwise you're just going to subject yourself to a horrible marriage, you know? And why would you put yourself through that? You don't want to be in like a loveless marriage where you can't respectfully check someone. So I feel people in this chat, if you haven't left with anything, you have to leave with the notion that it's okay to have an opinion and to express your opinion. If you can't do that in your marriage, then is it really a valuable marriage? To be honest, because it will just be like a slave. So I have to do what you say. That marriage isn't of value. All because you have a marriage, it's like when people shame other people for not having marriages. All because you have a marriage doesn't mean it's a good one. You know, having a marriage is not the end all be all. You have to be able to have a good marriage. And how you do that is that you have to be yourself in your marriage. And so if someone's sexting you wrong, if they're talking to you wrong, if they're doing this, and if you're not able to be yourself, you have to communicate. Communicate, period. But anyway, I have to go now. Thank you for having the live. I'll be able to watch the finishing of this live tomorrow when I wake up. But yeah, blessings to everyone. And please keep safe and keep blessed.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Uganda.
you.
No
Thank you for your
Yeah.
problem.
wonderful contribution. Thank you.
No problem. Bye, Amy. Bye, Binter. And bye, live chat.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Uganda. Listen, I'm also tired. I gotta go eat. I didn't eat
Yes,
since I
me
woke
too.
up.
I need to go. What time it is
I'm
there for
so.
you?
It's 8:10, 8 p.m.
Oh, different time.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you
but
so
I
much,
agree with
sweetheart.
what Mr. Uganda said. And yeah, this was a nice conversation. Though we got a bit deep, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. I just want to say, I mean, you need to calm down on the insults. That's it. That's all I want to say. Every time I'm watching Amy, when Amy is angry,
I
and
know.
I was watching the video, idiotic. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's why I commented. I was like, I mean, you need to calm down with the insults. Anyways, other
Oh,
than that, I love you and I appreciate you. This was a good life. And hopefully we'll go on live soon about the child marriage issue. And we would love to have you guys on there. And I hope you guys are gonna make it, because it's gonna be lit. But yeah, that's
absolutely.
it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good evening. See you again soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Mm. Right, guys, I'm gonna